The Rap Roundtable.
Yes. Another installment of New York and hip hop's #1 live stream on Mondays. It is the Rap Roundtable. Get your ones up in the chat. Ones up wherever you at. It's your guy Jarv alongside Sincere the Rap Snob, alongside Macito, alongside Deanie the Balance.
Yo.
We are the Rap Roundtable. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell, log in to all things Rap Roundtable. Shout out to everybody over on Twitter. Shout out to everybody over on Facebook. Log in, tap in, hit the like, keep running up the follows on Instagram. We're doing what we can, how we can to make things shake here in this hip hop conversational space. You know,
Shake like Yankee Stadium.
Our legs off. They try to cut
Bronx.
our legs off time and time again, but we always find a way to persevere and survive because we are the best platform going today. We got a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about, but I'm gonna just hit the brakes real quick. You know, I'm not gonna be too negative today, right? But if you run in here and your comment is y'all are about to glaze, come on, man.
It's not the time. It's never the time for that. Like but especially not today, bro.
If you hate happiness so much, find a therapist. They you know what I mean? Your insurance covers it. Get some therapy. Find some happiness in your life. Because we glaze greatness over here. When you do things that require to be glazed, we're gonna glaze. And it's not an insult. Okay? So seek happiness if that bothers you. Again, shout out to everybody who got the ones up. Again, ones up in the chat, ones up wherever you at. Great weekend for hip-hop. Shout out to my brothers. You know what I'm saying? But today, you know, I got the merch on. Y'all know what time it is. Like I'm not really here for nothing else. I'm really trying to set the tone. I want to make sure that I got everything in order for everybody because like today is Rock Nation job, bro. Like we in here.
It's
Rock
up.
Nation job tonight. You want to accuse of glazing? Rock Nation job is here for this entire stream. The person you see the previous weeks does not exist. This week strictly Rock Nation job, address me as such. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let's make shit. Fellas,
What
we
up,
gotta
man?
put some bad news off top. I hate this, but you know, Macito wasn't able to take part in the festivities this weekend. Wow. So if you ask why you're not hearing from Mace, I'm just throwing it out there right now. He wasn't there. He lived vicariously, but he wasn't there.
We did that so he didn't have to go through that. You're
Oh man, we miss Macy. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, Rock Nation job is here. Epic, historical, New York hip-hop weekend. Big New York energy. They saying this is one of the greatest summers in New York history. And I can't say I disagree, all things considered. I'm going to stop talking, though. I'm going to go to Sincere the Rap Snob first because he broke the seal this weekend. He was at the Reasonable Doubt show. Sincere the Rap Snob. Let's get into it. What was the vibes like?
I was at the Reasonable Doubt show. It was important for me to attend that particular show because you know I started realizing over the weekend like I'm big on foundations. You know, I'm big on day ones. I'm big on like you know what was happening before everybody knew about you. You know. So for Jay-Z, you know, from what's the name of that song? Damn, I'm exhausted, Joe.
It was a late night, guys.
Yeah, bear with me.
I'm
exhausted, but can I get open with what's the name of that group? From Can I Get Open all the way to his singles,
Original
the
Flavor?
motherfucker on the Original Flavor, thank you. All the way to the skinny motherfucker on the boat, you know, into Reasonable Doubt. That's the era that introduced me to Jay-Z. And so being there on night one was monumental to me for several reasons. One, Jay-Z receives an inordinate amount of hate. And when you get to the level and status that he gets to, that's just part of the game. But when you really think about like that first album, Reasonable Doubt, no label, backed by his own, his own funding, selling it out the trunk, a classic album. I would say a perfect album, front to back. I said it recently. That's a perfect album. And so for him to celebrate that album 30 years in and to perform it on stage, not purely like just those songs front to back, but the theme around it, to start it off with Can't Knock the Hustle and make this fucking power statement. And we were just talking about it like right before we went live. I'm expecting Mary J. Blige, right? I'm a huge Mary J. Blige fan. I'm expecting Mary to come out on that record with Jay-Z to start off the show. But he starts it off with Beyonce. And if nothing else, like to make that statement out of the gate, 30 years in from this classic album that, people say, didn't really, make an impact, that it wasn't as good as people say it is, that nobody wanted to sign him, that, he was a nobody next to Nas and Biggie and Tupac and Snoop Dogg, right? All of that. Meanwhile, we're 30 years in celebrating this classic album, and the first song out the gate, oh yeah, we're doing it with Beyonce. Beyonce is gonna sing the hook for me from the first song from my debut album. Like, that encapsulates the entire journey of Jay-Z from somebody that, again, people were fronting on the entire time, labels wouldn't sign him, yada, 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 to 30 years later, Yankee Stadium sold out, people elbow to elbow, and doing Can't Knock the Hustle out the gate with Beyonce. What a statement. Then it goes into one of my favorite parts of the show, the medley that he did with The Spirit of Big. I could only say it's The Spirit of Big. Like, it really felt like Big was in the building. I don't know how many times they must have rehearsed this shit, but the way that Jay was flowing effortlessly back and forth with Big's vocals in the background, and the way that they kept remixing different Biggie beats over the Biggie vocals for Brooklyn's Finest, Chef's Kiss, fucking immaculate. I was like, oh shit, I'm at the best show I've ever seen. Like, off rip. You got Can't Knock the Hustle with Beyonce, then you got him rhyming, sparring with The Spirit of Big, with all these remix beats, incredible. But of course, it didn't stop there. It just kept going up, because Dead Presidents comes along, and look, we all kind of felt like this was going to happen, but it still doesn't prepare you for when it actually happens. Nas touched the stage. Jay and Nas on the same stage, trading bars, trading verses, right? Doing their own sort of remix medley. Jay rhyming over the New York State of Mind beat, and Nas doing verses over the Where I'm From beat, and going back and forth 10 minutes. Crazy. Like, listen, wow. My fault. When I take videos at these shows, I make sure I'm like, all right, let me take like a short video, but let me make sure to also stay in the moment, because I want to be able to like really, be present for these shows. Like, I don't want to live. I don't want to see everything through my phone screen, right? I want to live life in the moment, right? But when I tell you, like, I went and looked, it was like 15 minutes straight of footage. I never shoot that much footage, like straight through. Like that particular exchange between Jay-Z and Nas on that Yankee Stadium stage is something that's going to be like seared in my mind for the rest of my life, because that is as hip-hop as it gets, as black excellence as it gets on a stage. That shit was just, it was special, man. It was special, like the whole thing. And then, I mean, I could keep going, but like, just right out the gate, those three things immediately, you got it, Hov.
Yeah.
You got it. I need to see any other shows this weekend. I still went to night 3, but I could have been fine with night 1, and I would have been like, yo, that's it. You got it, man.
Got it.
You got it.
The balance. You were for night 2.
Yeah.
Your thoughts? Blueprint, Jay-Z 25, in a lot of ways raised the stakes from night 1 to night 2.
Just want to let y'all know right now, I am cooked. You know what I'm saying? Completely cooked. Like, we're gonna get into the whole rigmarole of how the last couple nights went, but like, Eminem bringing out Shady, great choice. I know we talk about Eminem, and sometimes when we talk about like his status in the culture, like, you know, we give him his respect, but we never talk about him in the circles of when it's time to talk about the circles of circles. But man, the command, like whenever you hear an artist play a song at a show with another artist, you instantly think like this artist it could be the artist's worst enemy. You get what I'm saying? You just feel like, especially in the grandiose moment of the show, so you're gonna bring him out. I didn't know if M was truly gonna pop out. I felt it's possible. This is a grandiose show. Who wouldn't pop out for Jay? But when M came out, man, it really was a game changer. I was sitting. I was in section 434. I was in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Tim. Shout out to his wife Marion. We're in the parking lot. We top row, enjoying the show, just catching the vibe, bro. And then Renegade happens. And when I tell you the entire, not just the white fans, I know sometimes we laugh. No, bro, the entire stadium went crazy. Niggas fuck with them. You know, I just wanted to get that off because I'm like, I know I've even clowned M2, even though I fuck with them first 2 joints, classics. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest to ever do it. But the energy, the stadium shook, bro. I was literally shook, literally, like, and I don't mean double entendre. Shook as in vibrational and shook as in terrified. My nigga, it felt like the whole stadium was gonna crumble. He did Lose Yourself. Fucked up the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get that off. Shout out to Shady. Shout out to the president. Shout out to Slick Rick. The ruler was back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good folks popped out. Pharrell popped out. Pharrell did back-to-back, but he popped out originally on Blueprint night. But the energy, bro, like, first of all, shout out to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew what the crowd Reasonable was going to bring out. Reasonable was the crowd I originally wanted to go to. You know what I'm saying? My favorite whole album, wanted to catch that. But Blueprint is the hits. Blueprint is the grandiose, just chart topping shit. You know what I'm saying? And when I tell you the ladies were out in full-fledged singing joints from top to bottom, not just the lady records either. I'm talking about the anthems, the hood. You don't know was screamed by every living soul to the top of their lungs. You know what I'm saying? Just beautiful vibes, beautiful energy. The fits were dope. You know what I'm saying? Great. New York City fashion is something we talk about it, we graze on it, you know what I'm saying, in terms of Tim's, you know, this, that, and the third. But nigga, like, when I tell you people were in all-time flea shit, in Yankee outfits with flea shit. Tim's were elegant. Tim's were Pradas, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything, the whole ambiance, you had to be there. But the ambiance of the stadium, the fits, you know, shout out to the $30 chicken tenders and fries, you know what I'm saying? But just everything going on, man. Like, shout out to my guys, $30 drinks type shit. Like, everything about this show, bro, was just immense. Like, and that's another thing I want to talk about with Hov too. Like, I know we do the whole local celebrity shit and joke, but y'all niggas need to see who was at these shows, man. Maybe y'all could go do recaps to see, but like, we was inside this show while ASAP Rocky was outside holding the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was real pandemonium to get into these shows, and oh my God, I can honestly say this is one of the greatest moments of my life. I have a whole story about a show that is, I'll tell y'all niggas off here. Y'all know kind of the gist. But I almost watched Hov perform live for the first time in 01. You know what I'm saying? But some ill shit happened. I was present. But I actually got to soak it up this time. Pause. Super pause.
Yo.
Bro. But honestly, my nigga, like a tres leches cake soaks up the juice. You know what I'm saying? The energy, palpable. The feeling
tired,
palpable,
Danny. I can
the
tell.
vibes
I
palpable.
almost muted you, my nigga.
Yo,
I
fuck it.
almost muted
Fuck
you.
it. I'm
Just
going
let this
overboard.
far-
I'm
Where's
going
the red
overboard.
flag?
I'm
I
going overboard.
got a red
Just
cup.
everything.
It's gonna be the red flag, bro.
Hey man,
What?
Black Cup. Everything about tonight was special. But to
Watch
me,
it, Dane.
my nigga Tim, and shout out to Tim. Actually, Tim just sent me a little. Shout out to Tim, sent me a little bread to donate to the show. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw that into the gang later. Shout out to my nigga Tim. But like I just feel like the conversation we had is which night was better, and I try to base it on the seating as opposed to floor seating to sit in the parking lot. He says he feels even though the parking lot seating was up there, just the night of Blueprint was better, the best night of all. You know what I'm saying? I kind of agree with Sen. I think that Nas J exchange that we haven't had since I Declare War is just like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back to back like that. Him with the Mets gear on, I think that made it even more special. You know what I'm saying? Like you really see the contrast between the two. You know, like just everything about it, bro. Like Beyonce, I know the dudes ain't going as crazy for Beyonce as the ladies was, but you gotta respect Beyonce as being a historical figure in the culture. Most Grammys of all time, highest selling this, first sister with a country joint. You know what I'm saying? Like just it was a lot of prestige. It was a lot of like vainglorious shit we was dealing with, especially on the third night. Like we're gonna get into that. I don't want to fuck up the whole package, but like the third night to me, shout out to Tim. The third night, bro, took it, nigga. We was on the floor, bro. You know what I'm saying? I could have threw a bottle and hit Hove if I was on it. Hove, I love you.
I'd like
to
for
I was that close.
And I just want to
add one. Got you for that one, Dane.
Yo,
sorry, I just want to add one last thing that I forgot to mention on night one. Possibly even it's hard to top the moment with the extended moment with Nas and Jay, but when Jay brought out Jaz-O, that was
culture.
Talk about it.
Just particularly touching to me because like the Nas thing, the big part of me was expecting it, and thank God it happened because I would have been disappointed if it didn't happen. I didn't know like where him and Jaz-O stand today, right? I know Jaz-O been rocking the chain recently or whatever, but I didn't know like where the relationship was. For him to bring out Jaz-O and like really truly give Jazz his flowers, even though they had the thing, they had the little turmoil back in the day.
Yeah.
But for him to really bring out Jazz and give him his flowers in a way that obviously like we all get it, right? It's still, he gave Jazz credit for being like his true mentor and the real reason that he's on that stage, which is also like a backhanded, jab at Sir what's his name? Sir what? Macito?
my man Dusko?
Dusko. Yeah, Duskington.
Shouts to Dave, man.
Yeah, so we kind of get that aspect of it too, but still in all, like to give Jaz-O his flowers and then to bring it on together. And that Jazz up there in years, don't perform like that. He was up there and he was like, let me not fuck this up, man. Like he spit that bring it on verse immaculately, got through it, him and Jay going back and forth. Yeah, man, that was especially like touching to me, like, because again, like you got to give people their flowers for having been there, and just being your mentor, being the person that gave you all the all the knowledge. Oh, and in the beginning, your OGs, you got to respect them. So seeing him grow up enough to like be able to give Jazz that moment on the Yankee Stadium stage, it was amazing. Loved it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever history aside, even with Dame, when Hove got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, he makes sure that he might not rock with people, but he's not above saying a name. He's not catty like these new age rappers. You know what I mean? Like we did business together, we made money together. I'm gonna give you your flowers. I'm glad that him and Dame reconnected. It's obvious that him and Jaz-O are in a good place. I don't know. I'd still like to see. I'd like to live in a world where Dame and Jay can, reconvene and make things make sense again. But At the same time, we got to accept that it might not happen because Dame won't stop doing these podcast interviews and just being angry. And at this point, the more Dame talks, the more I know he's just talking from a place of anger. It's not even, I don't even think he really means what he's saying. I think he's doing that thing where he's trying to get Jay's attention. That's why I always find it funny when he calls Cameron Fredo. But I'm like, bro, when it comes to Jay-Z and you act like Fredo. You know what I mean? Just pick up the phone or go to the Rock Nation office right in Manhattan and hug it out, you know? But nevertheless, night 3, man. Night 3, I really, in my heart of hearts, I wanted to go to the Blueprint night. The Blueprint means the most to me for personal reasons. I'm not talking about what's better and what's the best. I'm talking about what meaning, like to me as an individual. You know, like a lot of my like peak love affair with rap happened during my late teens, early 20s. That sound, that energy, what it meant to New York City, the Clue tapes, the battles, the guys coming up, the guys ascending, the guys regressing. That entire period is like, if I could live like that 5 to 7 year time period on a loop, I think I'd be okay with that. You know what I mean? Just from a hip hop perspective. But I got into night 3, and boy, what getting there, because I was the last one there. I had a feeling, I told Deanie this, I had a feeling it was going to be a crazy night because when I walked over to Gate 4 for everybody who went to the show, Gate 4 had no kind of rhyme or reason. It was just bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies, all like trying to bottleneck into this one particular gate. I had to walk back down the block to Gate 6, and just my luck, as I got over there, they opened up like 2 more lines, found my way in. I got probably to the Bronx, let's say 7:45. By the time I got to the level where Sin and Deanie was at, it was about 8:30. Then for some reason, Sin just felt brazen. Got on the floor level. He got on the floor level. He sent this a text like, "Yo, I'm on the floor. Y'all should pull up." I'm like, "Okay, I guess we're going on the floor."
Oh.
You know what I mean? Deanie had his reservations. He was concerned. He was like, they might front on us more. I'm like, bro, look at this dude. He's looking at people's wristbands, but then he was letting certain people buy without checking for wristbands. So I seen him look at like 4 people's wristbands. He seen Deanie and I said, he didn't even say that, he just did a little head nod, let us walk through. I'm like, all right, bet, we on the floor. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So to think, I mean, my seat was pretty decent, but if you would have told me that morning or that afternoon or when I was on the train going there, I'd be on the floor level of Yankee Stadium for the whole show, I'd have called bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. Big shout out to Sin for just rolling the dice. You know what I mean?
Play, Sin.
But yo, the energy coming off the train, palpable, bro. Like, I love when New York feels like that because it's a certain level of excitement and trepidation because it's popping, but at any moment this can go very left. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the other cities, but I know real New Yorkers know that feeling. Yo, it's popping right now. It's mad niggas outside. But you know, one nigga get mad, the whole night is a wrap, right? If they almost bum rush, matter of fact, I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm not ready to blame Yankee Stadium employees for what took place yesterday. I think it was 12. Because some of the officers there, they might have had an overtime detail. They might not have been happy about being there. They were making some questionable line decisions that was kind of ruining the vibe and upsetting people. As I was coming in, a couple of guys thought about hopping gates. I think Deanie mentioned he had to hop a gate to get in. In fact, they was thinking about ransacking at that point. You know what I'm saying? We get inside. I'm going to skip past the weight because I'd rather Deanie talk about the weight. Because Deanie was the only one I think who was positive about the weight portion. But like doing the actual show, pulling up at 12:45 and they're giving us a 2.5 hour set, bro. And seeing the people that are outside, black people, it had to have been 90% black people in there. Very black audience. Great energy. It just showed me once again that the internet is not real. Yes, guy on the internet right now is saying that the internet is not real. I understand my position in this argument. But there's so many talking points that we see on the socials day in and day out. Guys posting and saying what Jay-Z was, what Jay-Z wasn't, what he isn't today, so on and so forth. And I'm looking around like, I'm looking on the internet. I'm looking at the fluctuating ticket prices. I'm looking at the asses and seats. He set an attendance record at a Yankees, not even a baseball game. He set an attendance record at Yankee Stadium. Over 120, at close to 120,000 people throughout the weekend, or maybe even more. I might be underselling that number, quite frankly.
145, like 3 times.
145. There you go.
Yeah.
Y'all keep telling me he's local. Y'all keep telling me he's not this. Y'all keep telling me he's not that. But then when I'm inside of Yankee Stadium, I'm talking about floor level, shoulder to shoulder. It wasn't like there was walking lanes. Once the show started, you couldn't go nowhere.
40,000 niggas.
You was taking the risk of losing your spot once you moved, quite frankly. And women, you know, all these people on the internet calling them whatever. The women were the loudest in the crowd last night.
Talk.
For the male and female songs. So my whole point of the matter is, y'all can keep y'all talking points. Y'all can say, oh, nobody wanted to sign him back in the day. Y'all can say, oh, it was Nas and it was Big and it was Pac and it was Snoop Dogg and it was this and it was that. But at the end of the day, what we saw over this weekend means that you all were full of shit the entire time. If y'all notice, I haven't been arguing with y'all about Jay-Z no more because I know what I lived. I know what I saw. And once again, I know what I lived last night. And I know what I saw. Y'all was dragging it about Hip Hop 50. Huh? Hey, he might have been bigger than Hip Hop 50. Because I was at Hip Hop 50 at Yankee Stadium, and there had to be at least 15,000 more people inside of Yankee Stadium last night than that Hip Hop 50 concert. And he did it 3 consecutive nights. So that being said, it's like, yo, keep your narratives, sleep well, Nas wore Mets gear, whatever you need to do to sleep well. Rock Nation's job is here, and he does not give a fuck. All narratives are dead. Every single narrative you have, to me, word to Tony, is dead. You know what I'm saying? Consider Rap Stop Night 3. Epic night. Matter of fact, Macito, we can't just ignore the guy. You have to watch all 3 shows. I mean, I wish you was in attendance.
I wish. Listen, I fucked up with that one. Usually, I'll be like, yeah, it is whatever. But I fucked up with this one. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll speak from the perspective.
Hold on, because this person in the chat saying I'm shooting at Dewan B. I'm not shooting at no specific individual. If you got a crossword to say about Jay-Z and you've had a crossword, if the shoot fits, wear it. This is not specific bullets. I'm shooting at the crowd, okay? All right. Okay. Right. The entire if you in that crowd, you caught it straight. All right, Macito. What was your takeaways from this weekend? Yeah, because you be slandering Hov a little bit too. Some of these
of course. Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
You know the jigger always deserves a little bit of slander. You know what I'm saying? But from my perspective, I probably have the same perspective as a lot of folks who weren't there. This was beyond epic. This was very as much of a celebration of his catalog and his career. It was as much as a statement, a mic drop, if you will. Hearing Sin casually talk about Beyonce and Nas, and then Dean is just talking about Eminem. Like, these are people who, in their respective lanes or their fan base, themselves, all feel that they're GOATs themselves, right? Nas don't walk around feeling like nobody's better than him. Eminem don't walk around feeling like nobody's better than him. JD has called himself the GOAT. Pharrell feels like he's the best. Like, the sheer kind of flex of being able to bring all of these GOATs, all of these people who don't have much time, all these people who got a whole shitload of boatload of money, and he's pulling them out. They doing 2 songs. They doing 1 song. And then going back to the audience. You know what I mean? Dean, you mentioned seeing the people that were there, right? I don't think I've seen black, I guess I call it Black Hollywood. This seemed like the Super Bowl, bro. Yeah, there was Oscar winners there. There was champions in different athletics. There was billionaire business people. There was the fly person on your timeline on Twitter who be flipping the stocks. Everybody was there, bro. Everybody. So I think it was, as much as, like Job said, it's very hard to come up with an anti-Jay-Z argument this morning. I get creative with my slander. So, academics, I'm sure you got something, you know what I mean? Trap Lord Ross, you know what I mean? I hope you've been writing the bars up. But after this weekend, it just kind of shows, you know what I mean? Because I seen a lot of people making a point about Jay being, you know, such a perfect representation of that era, right? So everybody from that era, the Wu, Joe, you know what I'm saying, Redman, everybody from that era, in my opinion, should feel proud when they see Jay up there. You know what I mean? He made sure to even make people who weren't there. You mentioned the Biggie set. He had a DMX set with Swiss. You know what I'm saying? He made sure that the people who were supposed to be represented were represented. It was, you know, I don't know what I thought, how much Jay was gonna care about this show. But he showed that he really gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Billionaire, you know what I mean? Dad of multiple kids, you know what I mean? You know, working against politicians. He tell you his ops is Trump, right? He's in that kind of sector at this point. And he still gives a fuck. He put on the best possible show that you could put on. We could get into the, you know, we could have the versus arguments, you know what I mean? We could have because the joints was immaculate, by the way. But I think that my biggest takeaway is just, wow, like, if he ain't the GOAT, then who is, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know I'm no jigger. You know I'm no jigger.
Oh no, the Nas fans right now.
Calm down, Macy. They gonna be on you.
I'm just saying. Y'all been to the y'all was at the MSG Nas show, and that was I would guess very similar. Where you walk out of it and you say, "Yo, who's better than this guy?" Like watching those 3 shows over the weekend, it was like, God damn, man! Like he's everything everybody said he was. Still healthy, still rapping with a certain command on stage that is probably even better than his peak. If you want to be honest, I seen the Hard Knock Life. You know what I mean?
Let's not go there.
Call him out there, senor.
Listen, Jay wasn't always the best performer. He's a performer who got better over time. You know what I mean? Like he used to be like a stand in one spot kind of rapper in his performance. Jay got breath control, no backtracks. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 hours.
That aspect, but boy, he was forgetting some lyrics, so we can't give him that. You know what
I mean? Hey, listen, he wasn't the first guy to forget his lyrics on stage. Right, but after this weekend, you mentioned the New York of it all, but it's just you got to tip your hat to this one, man. Like Jay is if you know, and I don't like using the over culture and everything, because honestly, in all of life, Jay-Z is one of the biggest ever. That ain't just a culture thing. Like Jay-Z is an icon in American history and world history. But you know, just watching the celebration, watch how it was executed, watch the peers who showed up to support this type of show. It's just, you got to give them all the credit in the world. This is not a fan thing. This is not a I'm on this side thing. This is not a stand war that's been. No, just appreciate what you're seeing. Hope that your favorite artist could get to this level one day. You know what I mean? Because I was beyond impressed.
I mean, yo, listen, because I won't lie, like I got nervous once the show started last night that we were gonna get shorted. I'm not gonna lie, because again, this guy pulls up at 12:40. The lights finally went out at 12:45. I'm like, damn, we about to get an hour and get packed up out of here, bro. To go 2.5 hours show. I think the last thing he did, because based on what I recorded in my phone, was like 2:44 in the morning. You know what I mean? Still going. And if it wasn't for Guru picking the wrong song, he probably would have got an extra 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
But to say that we gotta laugh a little bit, because we you know what I mean? It wouldn't be us if we don't talk about everything, right? So Swiss Beats gets on the stage.
Damn.
And Swiss Beats almost tanks the Jay-Z set so bad that Sin was right behind me and he nudged me like, because I nudged him first when Welcome to the Jungle came on. Oh, it was something else. It wasn't Welcome to the Jungle. I gave like a little nudge, and then when Welcome to the Jungle came on, Sin nudged me like, "Oh shit, is Swiss tanking the set?"
Well, so it was weird because like everybody online, everybody that I've seen on like Twitter talk about this is talking about how Jay forgot the lyrics to these 2 specific songs back to back. And that's odd to me, because it's like 3 straight nights, immaculate performances, and then suddenly Swizz comes on and he just happens to forget these 2 songs back to back. No, these two songs were not planned. You can't tell me that these two songs were planned. Swiss, I don't know what happened. I don't know what miscommunication happened, but I saw Jay-Z's face as soon as Welcome to the Jungle came on. He was so perplexed, bro. He did not know what was happening in that moment. And you could see it like in his face. He's about, oh shit, I gotta remember these bars like on the spot now because I don't remember this shit. I don't know what happened there, but that was not supposed to happen. That song was not supposed to happen. And then One Hand in the Air, So Appalled. That also was not supposed to happen. Because then that went like when Swiss went to throw that on, Jay was so he had to play it off cool, but you could almost see like he wanted to throw his hands up.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what are you doing right now?
And then he don't even have no verse on the song. All he do is the hook. So when the actual parts of the song came on, he was just quiet because he's like, "What do I do now? I'm not a rapper." You know what I'm saying? I don't rap these songs.
That shit was
crazy.
so confusing to me, man, because that didn't happen anywhere else. Pharrell came out, Set was mad. He came out 2 nights in a row. I wasn't there for night 2, but I know he came out night 2, came out night 3.
Mm-hmm.
Immaculate, no problems, right? All the shit. The train bars back and forth with the Spirit of Big, no problem. That whole medley with Nas, 0 problems. All of a sudden, Swiss come out, and now Jay don't know the lyrics. Those songs were not supposed to go on, bro.
He was rapping Magna Carta. He was rapping Blueprint 3. He was rapping every album.
I have no idea
Alicia Keys was supposed to pop out, and she was like, "Yo, Swizzy, go in my stead, man." That could have happened too. Like maybe Alicia Keys was supposed to pop out, couldn't make it, and she said, "Swizzy, go in my stead." I don't know. This is New York City, you know. Maybe some shit like that happened.
My thing is, why in God's name would Swiss Beats think that "Welcome to the Jungle" belongs on this stage? In my entire life of being a Jay-Z fan, and that song is what, 15 years old now?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen him in a non-dedicated Watch the Throne show do "Welcome to the Jungle." Like what are we doing here, Swiss?
Know your audience.
I got the sense throughout the show that show, like outside of the special guests, it wasn't like a supremely tight set list in certain pockets. Or maybe he gave carte blanche to people that he trusted, like a Swiss Beats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, like how you come out to Money Cash Hoes and then not perform it?
Bro.
But then put on "Welcome to the Jungle"? You was better off doing your own song, Swiss. To the point that he got Jay. Jay was tight. I'm gonna call it what it is. From my vantage point, he was tight because he had the top 2 secret songs. And then So Appalled. I mean, we know So Appalled is an all-time great rap song, but is So Appalled in the Jay-Z lexicon of features?
Not at all.
Not when he's pissed at Kanye.
There you go. But either way, his Monster feature would have made more sense. But Swiss didn't do Monster. From that album, people look at Jay's Monster verse more so Appalled. Jay might have had the 4th best verse on So Appalled if you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
so
the back of the damn song.
Add to the Kanye issues of it all. What the hell are we doing here? Like, thankfully, he saved it with Jigga My Nigga at the end. Which, if you gonna run on the stage in the Bronx and not do Money Cash Hoes, it should have been Jigga My Nigga. What are we doing, Swiss?
But it was. I mean, again, like 3 straight nights, immaculate performances, front to back. It was like a really it was small missteps in the grand scheme of things, but I don't understand the mentality. Like, what made you think that was like the right move? Like, it was so awkward watching Jay in the moment trying to remember the lyrics to "Welcome to the Jungle" because obviously it wasn't planned, and he was like, you could see his mouth.
I can't,
like,
bro.
You could see him mumbling like into the mic and try, finding some of the words, but then mumbling some of the other ones. And finally, he was just like, "Nah, I don't remember this shit." And he kept doing this hand signal to I think Guru was DJing to Guru. Also, Guru, what happened there? Like you supposed to, you supposed to be in control of the set. Yeah, how you play these 2 songs that were clearly not planned? What the hell? Anyway,
That's crazy. Are we
minor
saying
misstep.
Swiss Beats was the least valuable player of the weekend?
Nah, it definitely was, B. Shout out to Tiana Taylor. Love you, girl.
Nah,
But
matter of fact, speaking of Tiana Taylor, I'm not gonna do that to her. Her microphone was not working, bro.
it
I'm
was
not gonna do
not.
that, bro. You know what I mean? She
That's where
had
the
the
biggest
bad
L
luck.
lies, though.
Yeah, she
was
had the
singing her
bad luck.
heart out
She had to follow Beyonce, and her mic didn't work. Good God, like
on a Mary J. Blige record.
right.
Lord have mercy.
Power moves saying that it was a mistake, guys. I hear you, power moves, and I understand that. But we at the peak of showbiz. This is Yankee Stadium in New York City, night 3, extra innings.
Major.
You can't. I'm sorry, bro. And you've been around Hove since the late '90s. Welcome to the jungle. Come on, son.
The only thing I could think of is what Jarve said, that like maybe there were certain people that he was like, yeah, you know, but once we in the thick of it, like, you know, play what you want.
He did on to the next.
To
he should have done on to the next. Jigga my nigga, money cash hoes and bounce. That should have been 3 pieces out
and
of
then
there.
you got the X verse breathe for that crowd.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it would have been pandemonium.
Had him on the stage, had his face on the screen. You know, niggas love X. That would have brought the house down.
X,
bro.
Yeah, missed opportunity.
A lot of missed opportunities with that one. But Deanie, let's go back. Let's talk about this weight, man. Like people are celebrating night 3 a lot because it ended up being the most epic of the 3 nights as far as set lists and show length, etc. But that weight though, bro. How did you maintain? You was trying to keep up because Sim was sick of it. I was starting to descend. You was trying to keep the mojo up while we waited, man.
Yo, so I was trying to be the voice of reason, Cito. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was poo-poo and everything at every play, but I'm like, yo, don't worry about it, man. You're gonna feel better once you see Hove on the floor, B. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He was also the highest of us 3. So
I was smacked. I was smacked. Hey, the highest.
That'll help.
Shout out to Travis Scott.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But bro, like niggas was thirsty, niggas was hungry, niggas wanted to go up, but we didn't want to leave that little area, bro. No funny. So I was in there from 8 o'clock. So from 8 o'clock to 3 something in the morning, we probably sat down for maybe an hour and a half out of that 7-hour wait. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was on I feel like I was talking to you remember Paid in Full when the nigga had the conversation with Rico. I was eating the chips, thinking to myself, yo, when's the next show, B? I'm like, I can't go, B. My body different, nigga. I'm breathing different, B. My heart can't walk anymore. Like I feel like I was having that conversation with myself. Like we was on our feet for basically almost 7 hours. You know what I'm saying? Real dedication and shit. Like, but we was on the floor, bro. We was probably like maybe 15 feet from the stage. Like essentially where we were standing, that would have been like a $4,000 seat. You know what I'm saying? We were over here rubbing shoulders. Shout out to Hit Boy. Got to finally meet Hit Boy. You know what I'm saying? Gave him a dab, said I fucks with y'all. You know he used Jaws in the rollout for his last shit. You know, so the shit before that, you know what I'm saying? He said I fucks with y'all niggas.
Saw us and was gonna do some regular what up shit. Peeped the hat, looked back like, it was like, oh shit, it's the guys. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Ryan Davis. Show Jaws some love. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Who else? Shout out to Rory, who can't say hello.
Rory.
Don't stare at us 9 times and don't say hello. That's not gracious. That's not gracious. Say hello. I saluted.
By us twice, did the double take
4 times, bro. I'm like, just say hello, nigga. We all love. We all in the same field. We trying to make what we do. Who else? Wale. Sim said what up to Wale.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man. It was right there. We was basically like 5 feet from Glorilla and Brandon Ingram when they walked in, nigga. We was rubbing shoulders with
camera,
the strawberries. You
said
what?
When they first came in,
I said Glorilla and Brandon Ingram. Didn't Jay point them out and they got on camera during the show?
He shone the light on them. Shout out to my nigga Will Tracks. He put the light on them. You know what I'm saying? Like ASAP Rocky coming in, Jason Tatum and LeBron in the cut. Like we was, bro. Like,
everybody was there, bro. It was like the Oscars, bro.
It was a hell of a vibe, man. Immaculate. As far as the gate shit, Jarva's right. The way it works is you have to walk basically like half a block to get in between the gate to start the line, essentially. But niggas was not doing that, bro. So after like waiting for 20, 30 minutes, you know, Bronx niggas just like, fuck that, man. We going over the gate. So niggas started hopping the gates, you know, to get on the line. So instead of waiting for that extra hour or 45 minutes, probably that Jarv had to wait for because they opened up his line, we just hopped the gate. I was in there like 5 minutes after that. You know, shout out to my personal bottle of Henny. You know the vibes on that. You know, shout out to that with the good lism. I was A1. So it was just a beautiful night, bro. To be Not even just to be like, and to see people in those standards know who niggas was. You know, I know people always go places but like that. Them niggas know who we are, bro. Everybody feels that way. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? But to see it verified, to see people like, yo, what up? See people like, fuck with y'all, watch y'all shit. Y'all cool niggas. Like that's just dope. You know what I'm saying? It shows like even the regular, not just the common folk like us, but niggas that, you know, upper echelon folks is tapped into. It was dope, man.
Nah, it was great, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out Lord Skull. You know what I mean? Underground
Shout out to
sensation as
Skull.
well.
Little
Skull
Skull
pulled up on
and
niggas.
Biz, we seen Biz in there.
Biz,
you know
shout out to Showbiz from the young fellas.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Family.
It was definitely good
folks.
LP, find the nearest bridge. I saw that comment. Find the nearest bridge. No bungee cord. Mesita, I'm gonna come to you to be a little problematic here because again, you know, we're dispelling narratives, right? You know, the South don't mess with Jay-Z, but then young Jeezy cancels a show, flies across the country to get on stage for like what, 5 minutes? Little babies in the crowd. I heard many accents in the audience as well. People were flying into New York to see this show. I thought that the South didn't listen to Jay-Z. Like, I'm just seeing a lot of fallacies, Macy. To help me understand it, is it just all performative hate at this point?
This is why when we see
your own
those
show to fly to hold.
So your own residency. This is Big Bread, by the way. Like this wasn't like a club appearance that he dipped out on. You know what I mean? When the cash was with a brown bag, he left his Las Vegas residency to go perform a couple songs on Jay's third show of the weekend. I mean, we all know this, right? We know that you know. This is actually why on Twitter, when you see those comments, you gotta check to see where they actually come from. A lot of places that wouldn't be able to tell you that are actually tweeting that. You know what I mean? And a couple of sus polo collars might say that as well. But
I mean, he been trying to get his drip up. Word to the Power Ranger buckets. He got them in all flavors.
Wow. You got the
Job is the inspiration for the polo. You know what I'm saying?
Coordinate.
Get it right.
Shouts to the wavy brim.
Wavy brim is out of fucking
he put the
line.
hat. After the last time we had to shoot at his fucking feet, he put that hat away though. You peep, right? Fucking now.
The motionless brim.
Iron that brim, man. But it was apropos, right? Because you have the Jeezy part of it. Him and Jeezy got some super classics together.
Facts.
Me and Jav, while we were fanning out over the concert, we mentioned Rick Ross's absence. He wanted to be there as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He was in the town. He was in the town because he had a show in New York on the 10th.
He wish he got the call, but he got stopped. Ross might have actually been the guy who tried to jump the gate, to be honest. You know what I mean? But you got the Jeezy part, which a lot of people don't mention, but Jay was the president of Def Jam when Jeezy came there. Jeezy, if you watch his interviews and you listen to him, he credits a lot of his early success and people taking him, especially on this side of the country, very serious. He gives Jay-Z his ultimate props. I believe he calls him his favorite rapper, probably somewhere with Tupac. But that was, Go Crazy, Seen It All. Those are literal classics. You know what I mean? Seeing those live, I'm jealous of you guys even more. You got the Usher part of it, you know what I mean? Another person who Jay is giving the alley-oop, shouts to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Just randomly performing his classics, randomly popping out on hooks. Jay-Z had The Dream and Usher singing his hooks that they don't even sing. Crazy. That's the type of shit we got going on in here. Then you got probably the part that I was most jealous of, Money Ain't a Thing with JD.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that all weekend, bro. I'm glad they
another person who is in his own circle, he feel like he wanted to go. So JD don't just pop out for concerts just because. Just like, come on,
that's crazy though, Mace. When you think about it, like Jeezy, an Atlanta icon, T.I., an Atlanta icon, and JD, Atlanta icons, who all hold Hove in really high regard. Almost two of them basically basically ushered him as their favorite rapper. I never heard Jeezy say it, but we know T.I. loves some Hove. You know,
Right,
so it's like
right.
I think, yeah.
Yo,
And Future too. You know what I'm saying? He loves
right,
Hove too. So
I
it's
don't know
just
if
a
you
right.
love
staple.
him, but you might
Well,
like.
today it's a little rough, but at the time Hove
They
was a
only stop
staple
loving them when they become, you know,
up
rappers
there.
themselves. Then all of
Yeah,
a
you
sudden,
know.
you know,
Right.
I never liked Kobe. So that part of it,
Word to Jeff
I mean,
Teague.
right? You know what I'm saying? Once you get to the league, all of a sudden he's trash. I get it. I get it. Competitive, right? Whatever.
Mm.
So that part of it, of course, like Jay-Z has not only one of the early New York rappers to show complete love to the South, but he got hits with everybody from the South, hits or classics from Texas, from Miami, from Atlanta, from New Orleans. Like Jay-Z has touched every part of the South and made classics. So
Hold on.
that I,
He's
I like.
chasing trends, Mace. He's just trying to stay relevant. That's what the South Pole Sweats niggas be saying. He was chasing trends and
They
trying
call
to
it
stay relevant.
they call it versatility for a 2026 rapper, right? I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I guess. I guess. So seeing that part was you know, I love that. You know what I mean? Seeing Jay being able to touch different parts of the country, different eras of rap. That's what we needed. And shouts to y'all on the third night. Y'all got that, bro. I was a little bit jealous.
Yeah,
Y'all got
man.
that Atlanta flow. Y'all know I'm a little younger than y'all, so I came up on all that Atlanta shit. Y'all got the
Mhm.
Atlanta sets, bro. Come on now.
The
You go.
clips popping
Shout out
out,
Money
bro.
Ain't a Thing though, bro. Money Ain't a Thing has become progressively underappreciated as a slap in
Super
2026.
underappreciated.
Hearing that live, big
Crazy.
speakers, super big speakers. Jay-Z's music doesn't age well. All of you guys can fly a fucking kite. Like all of those narratives are dead.
It rang off back then and it's still ring
Oh,
off today, man.
90s, 2000s, 2010s, everything rang off, bro.
Ring off.
Everything rang
Facts.
off. Fuck with me, you know I got it rang off. That's the Bad
Crazy.
J album.
Facts.
I know Rose was sick, bro. Like
Sick,
he's gonna be
nigga.
on punishment. He got to be on punishment for that Vicksburg video.
That was
Because
a pow pow
Got to.
for
Yeah.
that nonsense. That you know, actually, now that you mention it, y'all, I actually have a power list of people who are most upset about not being at the show.
Power
Okay?
ranking.
Yes, I do.
before the segment is done, we need that list because I'm clipping it. Okay,
Alright, say less. Say less.
you know what I mean. Dina, you was talking about the clips. I think I like that was my favorite moment when clips came out there. I geeked when they came. I geeked so crazy I forgot to record the performance. I was so locked into the
Bro,
clip, bro.
and that's another thing. Like Sin said, like there was a couple joints I didn't even take the phone out, bro, because I just wanted to be immersed in the song. Like when you take the phone out to record the song, you're still there in the moment, you're still listening, but it's not the same because your eyes are on the screen, trying to make sure the video's looking as good as it can. You're not even looking at the actual show, bro. But like certain joints, you just put your phone down, you embrace it and just appreciated
Absolutely.
it. Because Pharrell was there on the Saturday show, but he didn't bring the clips out. He just did his
Right.
medleys with Hove. Shook the building. When I tell you the second time I felt like the building was going to crumble again was during fronting. Like terrifying, like in a beautiful way. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like can't be described, can't be quantified, qualify all the cues, nigga. Like just you, it's literally something you had to experience. When me and Sim went to see Hove during the Roots picnic, we were like an ocean away. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were really far back, bro. And I was with my sister. I'm like, usually we would just peruse through the crowd and get up there, but I'm like, I'm not trying to carry my sister through the madness. But this time we did it, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Denny, you care about the safety of women because you
I
know
do.
you
I
let
do.
motherfuckers tell her we're some jerks
That's
over here. You know
bro.
what I mean?
That's the reason why
Oh,
it's
lady.
hard for me. It's hard for me to bring my lady to the shows, like even the shows I want to bring her to, because the way shit gets so hectic and the way the crowds crunch on each other. You know the lines get long because niggas holding their lady hand trying to drag her through the crowd, and it's just a lot of topsy turvy shit, especially for like a hip hop event. Different events have different outcomes and shit with the ends. But in terms of like when we go to see R&B shit, it's a very smoother exit than it is at a hip hop show. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, just the culture's the culture. But like I said, man,
such a great character guy, Deanie.
yo, I care, bro. If Deanie don't care, who else cares? Shout out to Tupac.
Yeah.
You know, but But yeah, man, like I'm glad. Mace, like I said, bro. Next time we do something, if I gotta come kidnap you myself, B, you
Might
coming
have
out,
to,
B.
man.
You know,
This
I know
what I
you were.
deserve, bro.
I know you a good father. You're a great father. You know,
I
but the kids
deserve
gonna have
this
to
one,
hold the
dude.
L, like babies.
Sin said something in the chat earlier this week. That's how I should have been rolling there. You know what I mean?
Yo,
Something that
just
Michael Jordan said once upon a time.
like some shit that.
Yeah, hello.
Oh shit!
Just one
Hello.
time for the one
Just
time, man.
Sometimes, man.
once or
One
twice,
time,
man. Once or
You gotta
twice.
check
Sin,
your deuce,
That's
this is
it.
man.
why you could have
Builds
snapped.
builds character.
You the
Yeah.
wisest sage in this
Character,
table, bro.
man.
This nigga sinners like Gandalf for niggas. He
365.
be guiding niggas on the fellowship, B.
If you just say that phrase one day out of that 300 and change,
Nah,
that
I
would make
needed
you a
to.
bad guy.
Man,
I needed
but
to.
Come on, bro.
just an
Did I
incredible
miss?
experience.
I'm not a
Fellas,
jerk.
I did. Am I bugging? Towards the end of the concert, during his thank yous, I know it was 3 a.m, so y'all might have just been like, "I'm trying to get the fuck out of here."
Right.
We're delirious,
But
bro.
am I the only one who caught when he said, "We'll be here again next year"?
No
Yeah,
question.
I
No
caught
question.
that.
We heard that.
Okay.
But you gotta
I
think.
found that very interesting.
We talked about it. Like
Very
in
interesting.
terms of Hove
I missed
albums,
that.
like every other year is a new Hove album. You gotta think. He
Right.
had a 99, he had a 98, he had a 2000. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's just so much Hove shit. So like
2028 Black Album is 15. So
come on, bro. We about Hard Knock Life. That was the highest selling tour for a while. Obviously, it's got beat by Drake, Kendrick Lamar, but for its time, it was the highest grossing tour, bro. Like I was talking to my nigga Tim. Shout out to my nigga Tim. I love you, my brother. But we was like, yo, if he retros that tour and brings out those same people, all those same people are still in the fold. You know what I'm saying? Beanie's in the fold. Bleak is in the fold. You can make a call and get Meta Ref to pop right back out again. You know what I'm saying? DMX ain't here with us, you know that, but there's gonna be a tribute because he's a legend.
He pump fake us with that "Welcome to New York City" instrumental, bro.
He did.
Yo,
He pump
He
faked
did.
us.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that. That's another wing of this conversation. We're gonna get into all of that. Like, I don't want y'all to jump the gun, but y'all cooking with some grease. Deanie and I, we had a little side plan. We got to clap at Sincere the Rap Snob just a little. We got to shoot at Sin for a second. As much it's not
Again,
we're not taking back. We're not taking all the points off the board.
we can't get along for one day.
Nah, this is
one
actually
weekend.
man.
One weekend. What did I do now?
Sin is your
It
fault.
can
It's
be
not
peace.
we was macking out, you know what I mean? The New York came on, and then Sin was like, yeah, you ready to leave? Let's
Y'all
go.
ready to go? Old man Sin.
He was about to miss Kiss and Fat Joe
And
come
Joe.
on the stage. Sin was ready to go. He's like, let's go, guys.
He said, yo, we out of here. Let's beat the crowd.
Let's beat the crowd, indeed, man. Listen,
that's what happened the night before Blueprint night, bro. Niggas left.
Y'all gotta understand.
Did you hear beatboxing in the background of the?
I have exponentially more gray hairs than all of y'all. So
correct.
That, and you the one who wanted to keep in New York with the Air Force Ones. You know them shits is uncomfortable.
My man had to stand.
Well, look.
Hey, that was an Air Force Ones devious, nigga.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was and they came out a little scuffed up in the back, but
we made a choice going to a concert with white on whites on.
White on white ups, bro.
But in my defense, the floor play was in the moment. That was like spur of the moment. We were not planning to do that. And once once it presented itself, like we took it. But it was way. I'm just saying, it was way past my bedtime, bro. Way beyond my bedtime. I was cranky as a motherfucker. Like I was loving the show, enjoying the show, but like there was a cranky part of me. It was like, yo, like, all right, the moment I feel like this show is coming to a close, I want to be close to an exit. I wasn't trying to leave. I just wanted to make sure there was like a clear beeline to the nearest exit and not get caught behind like 10,000 people.
That's right? What happened to niggas on Blueprint night.
So that's all it was. Like we stepped a little bit further back. The view was still good from where we were standing, and all of a sudden we see like this brown like Matrix like long coat. I was like, oh shit, Joe and Jada's up there. Like that's Definitely wasn't expecting it. Was not expecting Clips. Was not expecting Joe and Jada. That was a very pleasant surprise. Because it was so late, it did kind of feel like a little. All right, guys, get out there. Yeah, hurry up. Like we got to wrap this night up. Like, you know, Clips, get out there. Joe, Jada, get out there. Like he was trying to run through all of the surprise guests that he had lined up. And it was bro, it was a lot, bro. I got the list right here. First of all, let me just say something real quick. I like Rihanna. I like her music, you know.
Here we go.
Hey,
I'm
slow
not.
down, pimpin'.
I wouldn't.
It's about to start.
Slow down.
I wouldn't necessarily call myself.
It's at Rock Nation on the line right now.
Get out of there, Sin.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't necessarily call myself a
50
Rihanna fan, but when I tell you Rihanna touched that stage, and I geeked.
Oh,
like, I was smiling. Like I felt the smile on my face ear to ear, and I was like you ever have those moments where like you're like, what why am I reacting this way? Like this is like me. Like
you had an out of body experience?
I was like,
I mean, you've been watching these
niggas
people
than
on
Rihanna,
screen
man.
for the last 20 years. Like
the just I don't know, the vibe and aura that surrounds Rihanna is so like pure and immaculate. Like I wasn't ready for that shit.
Pure and immaculate.
Beyonce's Beyonce, right? And when it comes down to it, like, you know, talent wise and discography wise and like, you know, cultural wise, like Beyonce's Beyonce. But I don't know, man. There's something about Rihanna that just glows. And I'm looking up on the stage and there's like this light glowing off of this woman, and I'm like, holy shit! And a fucking smile, just like ear to ear, out of nowhere. It was one of those things. Smile? It was one of those things like you don't even stop to think about it. It just happened, and then later you're like, oh shit! Like I'm really geeked over seeing Rihanna on stage right now. This is is unlike me.
At 2:45 in the morning, by the way.
2:45
shows, and we expect an occasional rap surprise. But when she walks on the stage, bro, and a shout out to Rihanna. You know, some women got to do a lot, bro. Riri has reached that stage in her career where all she got to do, rusty and all, is walk on the stage, walk back and forth, do her part, and that is enough. I ain't even care that her voice crack. Because she honestly, this is why I fuck with Rihanna low key. She knew she was on bullshit being on that stage to begin with. You know, you got that coy, that wry smile on your face, like, yeah, I probably shouldn't be doing this.
He said it though.
He was like, yo, I'm rusty. I missed this shit and I'm rusty. Yeah. She knew right away I'm wilding, but I'm gonna do it. It's whole.
But it's whole. I am tripping. Do not take this.
Yo, but then she did the joint. I was hoping she did Bitch Better Have My Money because I felt like it would ring off in that crowd, and it most certainly did. Shit. I got a quick aside. I got to give a shout out to Beyonce. I don't really talk about Beyonce. Like, that's not, you know what I mean? That's not my argument. But the women were ready for Beyonce the entire night. So much so that when O3 Bonnie and Clyde instrumental played, I heard women shriek at the idea Beyonce was coming out. You know what I mean? And when she finally walked on the stage, it became a Beyonce concert for about 3.5 minutes. Like, credit where it's due, man. Like, I can't, again, for the long wait, the madness, the what was the name of that Coolio song that almost caused the riot?
Gangsta's Paradise.
Gangsta's Paradise almost caused a riot in Yankee Stadium because let me tell y'all, they didn't have a DJ, they didn't have an opening act. They were not prepared for a 3-hour delay caused by people trying to rush the door, people earling on themselves, and all kinds of madness that we saw inside the venue. So they had like a playlist of songs that were like popular rap songs, but not the popular rap songs themselves, the songs that they sampled. So imagine being in Yankee Stadium, jam-packed, and they're playing essentially what amounts to really good elevator music. Then they fade out the elevator music, start playing what could only be described as a Pandora playlist
without the commercials.
Thousands rap songs. Again, we are inside a Yankee Stadium
at a whole show.
had a whole show. What we needed was MOP. We needed some Fabulous. We needed some Wu-Tang. We needed some Mobb Deep.
Some
We needed
Killer.
some Esco. We needed some Killer. We're getting Dangerous Minds twice by accident. And when it came
Chingy
on the
too.
second time, because I told Macy before we got on the air, I was like, I got to give credit to this crowd because most New York crowds would have been wilding for at least an hour and a half straight, like booing and just losing their mind. The people kept their composure most of the night, but when Dangerous Minds came on, a parade of boos. So much they had to cut the song off immediately.
Yeah.
People crash out, like turn this shit off. Type
Rest
vibes.
in peace, Coolio, man. Damn.
No. They played it once and they spun it again. That's what it was. It was the
They
second.
played 5
Right.
songs, and then when it came back, that's what niggas.
Bruh, when they spun that shit back, that's when niggas like, all right, now we gotta fucking calm down.
Fuck
They
we
had
doing
no
that,
but-
preparation
but
for this shit, bro.
Can I just say something? Because again, the delay was like 3 hours, right? I mean, from when we expected Jay to come on, like which was around 9 o'clock, right? So it wasn't until a little after midnight that he actually came on, right? So three hours from the moment we expected him to hit the stage. So it's 3 hours of waiting, only like 1.5 announcements that were made.
Yeah.
I'm thinking at some point, some of these people in here are going to start losing it, right? Yankee Stadium, the Bronx, mad people.
Warm outside.
It's summer. But when I tell you people kept their composure, like I'm looking around and I'm like, nah, there's really love in this building today. There's love in Yankee Stadium right now for people to wait that patiently for Jay-Z to come out with like nary an announcement or an update or anything, an ETA, right? There was like, again, like 1.5, technically 2, but I feel like it was 1.5 because one of those announcements was kind of like
shaky,
halfway, right? Very shaky. There was just so like I was like, nah, these people really love Jay, right? Because they're like, yo, they knew like if we start acting up, like this shit's gonna go left, they're gonna shut the shit down. People outside was acting up, trying to get in, but like the people inside, yo, so much love. The one thing that almost sent the people over the edge was Coolio Gangsta's Paradise. For that to be the thing. And look, rest in peace to Coolio, man. Legend. But that song, let's call it what it is. White America, white people done played that song into the fucking ground. We're good on ever hearing that song ever again. And to hear it twice within a span of like 15 minutes, you get like it plays at the end of the playlist and then at the beginning of the playlist again when you loop it back around. No.
In New York City,
bro. You know what it was? People wanted to party. If we gotta wait, if they wilding outside and we gotta wait for the show to start, at least give us good vibes inside the venue. Right. And they just if I gotta deliver at least one of 2 grades that's not a resounding A, that'd be the wait. The second thing that's not a resounding A, I know I gotta pick some nits. I wouldn't be me if I don't nitpick just a bit. My brothers already know what I'm gonna say, what I gotta say for the pod anyway. I am disappointed that there was not a classic Rockefeller Dynasty set at this show. I walked in and it's my own. Who told me to expect it? I figured it was things. We got Black Blueprint one night, Reasonable the other night. The third night will be the features. I was right on that front. It was going to be heavy guests, features, etc. I was fully, especially after seeing the Roots Picnic, seeing Beans back on stage with Hove and Freeway Young Chris. I walked into that fully expecting to see a Rockefeller set, a state prop set, a What We Do moment, etc., etc. And I gotta be honest, I am highly disappointed that I did not get that. So that is the other grade. It's not a resounding A. Not having that state property set broke my heart. Saying like did you leave feeling shorted on that, or you were good?
I did. In the moment while everything was happening, and it was just like star after star after star. Like I couldn't really put my finger on it. Like but the feeling of like what was missing. And then once we left, it was like, and we started talking about like what was left on the table, and it was like, oh, the classic rock collab songs, like those just didn't happen. We got Bleak on night one. They did Coming of Age. And that was pretty much it, honestly. But yeah, as far as like, you know, that dynasty era, the, you know, it's the rock era, that, you know, yeah, all of that, like that energy was sorely missing from these shows, for sure.
So I didn't think that, because first of all, we got that at the Roots picnic, and I kind of think he wanted each and every one of these shows to kind of have a different feel, you know. And then when you add into the fact that this might not be nothing too crazy, but What We Do came out in 2002, you know, and we're now in 2006. So next year there should be a 25th anniversary. You know what I'm saying? The hopes that we're doing this shit next year. You know, so you can have that could be the 25th anniversary of What We Do. You bring all them niggas out again. It's a nice year and change removed from the Roots show. So you can give like I said, this shit is planned out. I know we're talking about albums, but I'm like, album or not, this shit is kind of planned out for Hope to be in business for like the next 10 years easy.
That's why I really did. That's why I didn't spend too much time complaining about it, because I got into the frame of mind of, this is Jay-Z, everything is business with Jay, and we're in anniversary season apparently. So I guess I gotta just wait for that time to come up. You know, whether it's Black Album in 2028, whatever he does next year. Because I'm not sure, is he going to do a whole concert for Volume 1? Niggas love Volume 1 like that for a Yankee Stadium concert? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Who am I? I don't know.
Maybe one show. Maybe just one show for
Yeah. So I guess in that frame of mind, and if you want people to continue to spend that bread and you want a certain thing, we'll you know what I mean? Because he left a lot of songs on the table. Go ahead, Mace.
Nah, I was just, from my perspective, and I can't be as disappointed as you guys because y'all was actually there, but this very much, in my opinion, seemed like an A tier only. And that's no insult to State Prop. I done watched the actual movie 35 times on Stars Black, okay? That's no insult to the Dips, you know what I'm saying? Even Bleak, like y'all say, only got there for the actual song he was on. This wasn't no Tony Ayo, just pull up with me situation. Bleak, sing your verse that I wrote and get the fuck to the back. Okay? Like,
this was my will somewhere.
This was the absolute like legend tier only. Like Beyonce, Eminem, Nas, JD. Like this was a first ballot Hall of Fame concert. You know what I mean? And I really felt like Jay not only thought about, and not only in notoriety, right, but even the level in which you perform. You know what I'm saying? Only the elite performers were out there. It wasn't no shuffled back and forth to the stage, you know, while 30 rappers is up there in the background, type performers up there. These were the top of the top, the best at everything, you know what I'm saying? In every lane was up there on that concert. So afterwards, because I also, of course, I wanted to see Welcome to New York, like with Cam. You know, that's more of what I was feeling, even more than State Prop. But I feel like afterwards, seeing the concert and the guest list and everything from the outside perspective, that's Jay, to me, said only the top of the top has come up here. And with all due respect to State Prop and them, they not necessarily the top of the top.
But hold on, Mace. You're not wrong. Even Jazzo, I see Michael Brown questioning Jazzo being up there. What he's saying about 8 tier, specifically to Jazzo, is like the song. The moment.
He's on the song.
Jazzo is part of the infancy of the Jay-Z that we eventually got today, so he had to be there. And Jazzo didn't, on stage, sitting to tell you right now, it wasn't like he didn't belong there. Jazzo been performing. He an 80s nigga. 80s performers had to do a lot more than the 90s and early aughts. So he know how to handle himself on the stage. But I gotta say, as a New Yorker, bro, and that's why I said I got a gripe. As a New Yorker specifically, if that piano riff hits and Killer walks on that stage, bro, Yankee Stadium would have exploded, bro. Exploded. And then you transition into a quick, oh boy, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, bro?
What a sober Santana. I think they would have
been there.
That's some wishful thinking.
Can't really mess with them like that. You know what I mean? No, can't be his own type of time.
Put it down for a day.
We talk we've talked extensively recently, right? And if anybody bites the term, you know where it originated. Middle class, right? The middle class
You mean
of
like
rap.
Bob Markman eventually, huh? He was there last night too.
Yeah, you know the vibes. But yeah, I mean, I kind of see what makes it saying where like unless you was there for like, because if you're celebrating Reasonable Doubt, you got to celebrate certain people. You got to celebrate Bleak. You got to celebrate Jazzo. You know what I mean? But as
they weren't
like
special
as far as,
guests. They were just on the album.
Right. But as far as like outside of that, I don't know. It didn't feel like he wanted to, I don't know, focus on like certain middle class. Like I would consider Cam like middle class. Am I wrong? Am I fucking for that?
I don't think you're wrong in that.
All right, so
in terms of Jay-Z,
all time,
like 800,000 to a platinum.
Right.
He wasn't multi-plat, but he was a platinum rapper.
Right, and so like it wasn't like Cam was part of the infrastructure of Rockefeller. He came on later, right? And so like I feel like he didn't have.
He was part of the end of Rockefeller in a lot of ways.
right. So he didn't feel
Cam for taking over the rock. Damn.
I feel like Jay, like in putting these shows together, he wouldn't feel compelled to put a camera on that stage. No matter how amazing that moment would have been, I think it's about the foundation, and then B, the star power. Because if you honestly look at it, I'm looking at the list here. Night 1 to night 3. Night 1 was really about foundation. Night 2 was only 3 special guests.
Right.
Eminem, Slick Rick, and Pharrell, and that's it.
Yeah.
Top of
and
the
then
line.
night three, so he basically just focused on himself. And then night 3 is like, this is, now this is what I represent now. You know what I mean? Like the star power, the star-studded lineup, the black excellence.
The
Rihanna's, Beyonce, Usher, like, come on, The Dream, Pharrell, like that. This list is crazy for night 3.
It's his career. You think about what Reasonable was and the type of features he had. You could say he was probably outkicking his coverage, getting a Mary feature to start his career. You know what I mean? He's been in the league, but as far as a debut album is concerned, because you got to be very specific to have a Mary foundational feature. Mary was apex at that time. What does this guy do with Mary J on the hook? You know what I mean? Right. So to your point about foundation, you swap in Beyonce, his wife. You had his I think Blue Ivy did the piano riff for filling it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Foundational shit, reasonable. Black Blueprint was kind of, for the most part, him. Not too many features on there. He got the flex for the most part, and that's how he kind of treated the Blueprint night. And then the third night, the impact, the reach, the things that made him who he was, those features, those collaborations, the things that people say he was chasing and trying to stay relevant. What artist is going to say no in its prime anyway to a Jay-Z feature? I guess what I'd say, and let me know if I'm tripping, is that a part of me wonders if this was more like, you know what? Yeah, great points across the board. Let's make all 4 shows thus far are totally different from one another. But maybe this is kind of like a test run to see like what the vibes was. Remember, he ain't been active. Hov, he do a little stage show here and there, but he ain't really been outside. He's right. Got his helmet on, word to Pharrell. But now he's seeing that, you know what? You go back, you sit with your team, and you start looking at the chessboard like, or the whiteboard, shout out to Rich Paul and shit. Yo, we could have did this, we could have did that. Maybe it was a situation where it's just like, you know what? Yo, we left a lot of food on the table. Like, let's reconvene. I guess we'll figure it out. You got the Paris show. There's an LA show. Mm-hmm. Based on what we've seen through 4 shows, it's gonna be 4. The Paris show gonna be different from the LA show and vice versa. But one thing I say about business, it didn't escape me that the people who did get on stage, especially last night, they have a direct business relationship with Jay-Z, or they've done business with Jay-Z. It was also some marketing and promo involved in that as well. Like it was a lot of Rock Nation affiliates, people like Jeezy who helped kick the door down for Jeezy. Super Bowl with Usher. I'm not sure where the Tiana Taylor connection comes to. Somebody smart. I mean, maybe I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? We know
Clip music. You know what I'm saying? She was
part of Rock Nation now.
And
Right.
she's killing right now in the world.
She's
you know,
on. She's
He
on
just
a
won that
run.
Oscar, so that's
yeah,
it.
she's
I know
killing.
they were saying
She's
that's
on a
A
run.
tier too.
A-listing.
All of the features have some kind of tie-in. I think Fat Joe and Jadakiss were signed to Rock Nation, or they're probably under the Rock
they
Nation.
I
on
believe
the
they
team.
rep by Rock Nation.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
So it was still business at play. Like shout out Benny the Butcher. Everybody
Nigga cut
his
Ja Rule
song.
out.
You
The
know what I
Clips,
mean?
Rock Nation.
Ja Rule couldn't get on the stage for his
That's
song. How did he perform his?
Yo,
I
facts.
told you. What did I
Facts.
tell y'all? That's not
That's
even his song no
crazy.
more. I told y'all weeks ago. That's not his song anymore.
That's crazy.
That's
bro.
dirty.
Yo, y'all come up and perform Ja's song for me, yo.
Yo,
Dini,
dirty.
did he do lyrical exercise on night 2?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I gotta find that. Y'all ain't
I
good.
gotta find a clip of that.
Breathe easy.
Y'all ain't good. Everybody hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell, log in to All Things Rap Roundtable. We see y'all watching, but that like button hasn't been hit. And if you haven't been subscribed to us, or you haven't followed us on Instagram, you haven't followed us on Facebook, you haven't followed us on Twitter, do so right now. So say before we get up out of here. Night 1, they had a freestyle. I kind of ruffled some feathers. There was a Colin Kaepernick mention. Jay talked about his activism, his activist entities and endeavors. Activism is the word I was looking for. What are your thoughts? Because you've been very quiet. You haven't even talked about it in the group chat. So
I haven't. I'm gonna be honest. Like I couldn't. His delivery of that freestyle was a little odd to me because it didn't really feel like there was an awful lot of like feeling behind it, like almost like maybe like to me, it almost felt like in the moment he kind of like didn't feel like doing it, or did, I don't know, something felt off about it because like the way that he spit the freestyle at Roots Picnic was completely different. There was a lot of conviction, whether or not you like the delivery of it and whatnot, different conversation, but the conviction and the energy was behind it. I didn't feel that same level of conviction with the freestyle on night 1. It just felt more like a side thought almost, like, oh yeah, I was planning to do the freestyle here. Let me get through this freestyle real quick before I get back into my songs. It just didn't sound like something that he felt convicted about. I haven't gone back to rewatch any clips or like read the lyrics. I didn't catch much of what he was saying, again, because some of it sounded like a little muffled. Some of it didn't sound it didn't sound all the way clear. But what I do know of it is that he mentioned Colin Kaepernick again. And I kind of wish he would just like leave the Kaepernick thing alone and not bring it. Even if other people, even if the rest of, the internet, social media, society, even if other people bring it up, you've said what you have to say about Kaepernick. I kind of just wish he would just let that go. And if people will continue to bring it up, let them continue to bring it up. You've said your piece about like the whole Kaepernick situation. You've addressed it many times, right? Just kind of, move on from that. That's my take on that. But the freestyle to me wasn't it. I mean, if it was meant to be a moment, it really didn't create much of a moment. Not this time. The Roots Picnic one was much more, much more of a moment.
Oh, and it wasn't lyrical exercise. It was Mama Loves Me, by the way. It wasn't lyrical exercise.
Oh, he didn't do lyrical exercise.
Nah, I wrote a list of the joints he did.
Oh, okay.
You
muted John.
Okay. Sid just said something. I wanted to you just said something. What's the last thing you just said? Like prior to
I said the freestyle at the Roots Picnic was much more of a moment than this freestyle that he kind of didn't feel very convicted about.
That's what it was. So I still respected it because when you bring up, let's say you had to make a list of all Hov slights, that's still really high on the list for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of I can't knock a rapper for rapping about some shit that's constantly kind of held above their name. Between the Barclays, the Kaepernick shit, the NFL, halftime show. Like people still talk about that. Like I said, if we would just be like, why do you hate Jay-Z? A lot of people would mention that. That'll be on the top of a lot of people's lists, you know. So I respect the fact he addressed it. Like we can't knock rappers for addressing shit, like for rapping, you know, about shit that they going through. That's a part of the game.
I think his actual passion, Dean Jarv, you still muted for some reason.
I thought I unmuted myself. Go ahead,
Nah, Dean, I gotta disagree with you on this one because the passion that Sin was speaking about lets you know that he don't really have no static for Cap. To be honest, listen to how he was talking about and Dame in that Roots freestyle. And this one, it's like, you know what? Remember when you were a kid and you know a dance and it's Thanksgiving and your parents make you do the dance in front of the whole Thanksgiving party and you don't really want to do the dance. That used to be me with like the Rikishi Too Cool dance, doing the worm like Scotty Too Hottie. Like I ain't really want to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all here, so I gotta do it. That's the passion that Jay showed in that second freestyle. I agree. I feel like it was very much a y'all here for me. Y'all know this is what I do. Let me give my fans what I'm here to do. But it didn't sound like that first one had me like, yo, Jay is writing. I mean, not writing, but you know what I'm saying. You disagree? Let me hear.
Because no one came to Yankee Stadium night one expecting a Jay-Z freestyle about anything. They came to celebrate the albums and hope that they probably get some good features. It wasn't like nobody was on their train and they call like, who's he gonna diss tonight, guys? No, they weren't. I disagree with y'all.
Who's gonna go out today?
But with the Kaepernick thing, like to say that he didn't want to do it, like he made the choice. No one got a pamphlet ahead. All right, set list, opening act, Jay-Z freestyle.
Right.
Only he knew he had the freestyle on deck. So I can't subscribe to that way of thinking. I think because he's on offense, and we have to remember, like, Sin is not wrong. Like, I'd rather not mention Colin Kaepernick's name if you're Jay-Z, just because no matter what the facts are, and you know, sometimes it is what it is. We always just jokingly say sometimes you can't let the facts get in the way of a good story. The optics and the narrative surrounding it. What do you think? No matter what happens with Colin Kaepernick and Jay-Z will never have the moral high ground. Forget the facts. And based on things that have come out and the fact that like it's been some issues with Nessa and Kaepernick and Rock Nation, and it's been two completely different stories as to the events that took place and the eventual fallout, it's probably better to leave the Colin Kaepernick aspect of it alone, in my opinion. Also, the freestyles, I love what he's talking about, but it was all right. Like, he's not knocking anybody's socks off with these freestyles. Like, I appreciate him attacking and being on offense because I think the gist of it is, and Colin Kaepernick and his wife and his team have been part of the group and have allowed majority of people on Twitter who are anti-Jay-Z. They lean on the Kaepernick rhetoric. He's on offense now. He's fighting back. It's been 10 years in a lot of cases of Jay-Z having a lot of smut. Since 444, there's been a lot of online smut on his name, and he's tired of taking it now. And I think that grape situation with that young lady, that in the Busby thing, I think that was the final straw for him. Like, y'all going too far now. Like, stop playing with my name.
You're gone too far.
And again, like, you know, Marlo Stanfield, my name is my name. And at the end of the day, once you start putting too much things like that type of thing, PDF, grape, etc., at a certain point, as a man, and math might not be right about a lot of shit. But math, I love the line where he says an unchecked lie becomes the truth. At a certain point, you got to stop letting these lies be unchecked, and you got to come outside and do it. I do like him talking about the Twitter activism as well. Like, I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. It's really no comparison. Got to check my stats again. You know what I mean? Because to me, Twitter is even these YouTube niggas. You know what I'm saying? Twitter and YouTube is a place where a lot of people, it lends itself to being grifted on. Like, there's a lot of grifters out here who just see talking points and they lean into it, and they don't even be living their raps. They just see people responding to certain things they're saying, and then they start to just feed into the grift. And Twitter has a lot of pockets of people who are lending themselves to be grifted on. You know what I mean? And I think that the Twitter energy and the narratives. The only thing I when I look at Jay, I think Sin and I and Macito, we all had this conversation on air. We was like, with the exception of some of his business deals, like the Barclays Center situation, that was kind of nasty. Saying that we're past stealing, which was poor words. Like, I understood what he said, but again, you have to make sure that you're speaking in clear and concise ways to where people can understand where you're coming from. Because, like, you know, somebody tried it on Twitter this weekend. It was like, oh, you should focus more so on actionable items than past stealing. Nah, bro, because we know as orators of a podcast ourselves, if you say one thing that's off-putting, they click out. They didn't even hear the good part.
Facts.
So you're walking on minefields with your words. So once he says we're past kneeling, people took that as, oh, fuck what Kaepernick is doing. Fuck kneeling. That's not what he was saying, but that's how people took it. Right. And that's the end of it. You know what I mean? So that right there, getting in bed with the NFL, the Barclays Center deal. I don't see many artists saying Jay screwed me. Jay don't got that Diddy energy where he not letting niggas out there dealing, he screwing them. So it's like, there's a lot of narrative of him being a shyster that, with the exception of a couple of things, maybe call it 1.5, because the NFL thing, guys have benefited. Artists, black artists, Hispanic artists have benefited. The Barclays Center event and people being displaced in the misinformation of how much he actually owned the Nets before we understood it was like a percentage of a percent, right? You know what I'm saying? That right there is where the smut is deserved, in my opinion. But beyond that, it's like, where's this energy coming from? Why? Like, what has he done? They're going to say he's a biter of lyrics. We asked the question a few weeks ago. What Jay-Z lyric did he ever, quote, bite that he tried to pass off as his own that you didn't know it as soon as you heard it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He never tried to pass off lyrics out as his own. So it's like a lot of these narratives just don't make sense. But at this point in his career, he feel like, you know what? I've done all of this and niggas hate me. So now the helmet is on, the hair is cut, and now we get music. And whatever, everybody's going to get what they deserve. Academics is linking up with Charlemagne and trying to say Rock Nation is on his body. He's on the list. Nicki on the list. Drake on the list. Twitter's on the list. It's a lot of people that are in danger. Also, before we shift gears, we got 2 more topics to get to. Shout out to the gentleman. It was a gentleman who keeps mentioning the Nas and Mets gear. In no universe would Nas dress to match the Jay-Z motif, even if it is. Nas was not putting on no fucking Yankee gear. So it's like, oh, such a brilliant chess move that he wore Mets gear. It's Nas. Nas been wearing Mets gear for 15, 20, 25 years now. He's also from Queens.
From Queens.
Stadium. What are we talking about? You focusing on him wearing Mets gear and calling it a chess play. Meanwhile, they doing a whole duet together. Something we didn't think would be possible 20 years ago.
Yeah, man.
Let's keep the main thing here, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. And also, I saw a couple of accounts tried to sneak back in. I don't know if y'all peeped it, us and Deanie. Jim Real tried to sneak in here, and
wow,
word. And Jack Liang. Jim is Jack and Jack is. Like, get the fuck out of here! Like, go ahead. Y'all are never welcome here. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on. But again, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe option. We just lost Deanie. Absolutely excellent weekend. Narrative dispelling weekend. Iconic New York weekend. Iconic hip hop weekend. I love every second of it, man.
100%, man. You know, we've been calling it for a while. This summer is going to be a New York summer. New York's going to be at the forefront of the culture, at the forefront of social media. They're gonna be sick of us, but I don't care, because shit, New York, man, we got it. We got the crown right now, bro. You know what I mean? Knicks happened, Jay, you know, that and this Fat Joe and Jada record with Stove Got Cooks, fucking heat rock, bro. This is a look. When I say things like, I need a song to feel big, I need music, I need New York music to feel like big New York. You know what I mean? I love underground New York. I love hood New York. You know, I love back alley New York. But I also love big celebratory New York. I love, you know, like we on top of the world, New York. Ain't no city better than New York, New York. That's what I love to hear too, right? And this record right now, I'm telling you, this Fat Joe and Jadakiss record with Stove Got Cooks, Aroma, that's that feeling, man. That's that feeling that I've been chasing. Like I've been like the moment that I heard it, I immediately was like, that's it. I did the fucking the meme, the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. I'm like, that's it. That's it right there. That's what I've been talking about. And I just love the energy that's happening in the city right now. And you know, it's been, you know, it's been a while, but we're here right now. You know, it's been long anticipated. Y'all just gonna have to deal with it out there because it's not happening nowhere else right now. It's happening in New York.
That is a fact, bro. And it's like songs having a certain feeling. That's why I was rocking with Welcome to My Garden so hard, because it was so big and it didn't even have drums like that. But the sonics of it all, the sample, the instrumentation, and then how Stove comes on the record, bitch, I lied to you. Like it was everything you needed it to be. You know what I'm saying? And now hearing Aroma, and again, Stove's one of those few guys who kind of knows how to make moments with his abilities. And again, Stove, if you're watching, if you're listening out there, give us this album, please. I'm begging.
Work it out, man. Work it out.
What do we got to do to convince both sides to come together and give us this album? We just lost Mace again. Like, we need this music. Holy crap, man. Like, anyway, once again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell. Chop Princess was in town. She said she's flying back right now. Shout out to her. That's the one thing I was disappointed about, because I know there's a few people throughout the weekend who were at the show who watches the podcast. I'm mad that we couldn't get to connect. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was glad to see people validate the work we put in who are in the industry, but I would have loved to have bumped into a couple of the listeners who were in town for the show. Also, shout out to the homie Jeez as well. Jeez was out here. We didn't get to connect with him. You know what I'm saying? But we got to move on. So, speaking of,
real quick, because 88 Spencer mentioned the Preem and Alex show. I was there too. You know, I had to rep. You know, dope show. Preem and Alchemist, two of the most legendary producers the game's ever seen. It was not. It was. I was telling the fellas, it was not a versus, but if it was a versus, those Primo beats have a different kind of knock, man. Shouts to Alchemist, love Alchemist, and I know that Primo is an idol to Alchemist, right? So he's just happy to be next to the big homie, the OG that was his biggest probably inspiration to making beats. Like he'll tell you himself, he's like, yo, when I first started making beats, I was just I was doing my best DJ Premier impression. That's what Alchemist will say. So it was mad love, you know, mad dope records back and forth, but Primo's just Primo, man, the GOAT, man. Salute both of them, but salute to Primo for sure, man. Got to rep.
Alana, that's a fly name. She says it's been sad hearing New York sound so lackluster and lost musically. Well, Alana, I'm not mad at this comment. I'm gonna tell you why. Because in the past week, like we know, matter of fact, let's start at the top. We know as far as New York Underground goes, as being active participants in New York itself, city and state, because you know you got to make sure you add that. More on that in a second. It's been very active and it's been very lucrative, right? But then last week, we was at, what was the name of that studio center that we were at last week?
We were at Cutting Room Studios
with Rome Street. He's putting the final touches on Socket to My Pocket, and he shed some light. We didn't come there for that, but ironically ended up shedding some light on things that I was assuming, but I wasn't confident enough to say out loud. So in the midst of conversing about the next project, we got told that he's going to be making an appearance on Mero in the Morning. We might be leaking that, but hey, shout out Rome Streets. But the thing that stood out was the group that we were with were all saying this is an opportunity that would not have been available to a Rome Streets during the previous regime. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Right.
And I ain't gonna call no names, bro. So during that regime, Rome getting that look does not happen. So with Mero in that position, you know, and the reshuffling of the lineup and things of that nature, there's a more of an emphasis on New York getting spins and guys getting opportunities. So yeah, while New York is kind of lackluster, it's because the powers that be were not playing New York songs on New York radio. And as much as Ebro tries to deny it and push back, I know how radio works. We talked about how bosses want certain things and they chasing ad money and things of that nature. But at the same time, you needed to still be true to your city. And Ebro was not
Right.
that. I'm sorry, Mr. Darden. You were not that. You know what I mean? You're from Sacramento. And I think your lack of New York kind of led to yourself to feeding into your bosses to understand, even if it's like 3 or 4 songs while you played all the other Southern and Midwestern shit, let 3 or 4 niggas sneak in the door.
Right.
And you didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Mero for allowing opportunities for New York niggas to come through the door.
And my problem with that terrible logic is that, like, his logic was always, well, you gotta put the work in and become big enough for us to platform you.
Right.
And I'm like, but how is that going to happen if y'all keep locking motherfuckers out?
Right.
How is that even possible when your own hometown radio is not fucking with you? Where else are they gonna go to make a name for themselves?
And
that
the people
was your job. You had one job.
Right. And the people that you're saying are part of the big leagues made it to the big leagues because where they were from were playing them.
Right.
Well, and thank you, because when we leave the 5 boroughs and we go to different cities and states, especially now, it sounds like where we at. And for a long time, New York radio, and they still struggling a little bit, because I remember I told you that game that I do from time to time, where I just randomly put on Power or Hot 97 just to hear what old song is on. And there's still old ass Afro beats still getting spun in the regular rotation. So it's not coming all the way around yet, right? But they're making an effort now to give guys opportunity, because sometimes, Leroy's talking about the record. That's not what we're talking about. Like, Leroy, like, you're too argumentative, bro. Like, I wish sometimes, and this is me just being serious, like, sometimes, like, really, like, listen to niggas and try to get an understanding without being so combative or argumentative. You don't really listen for real. You just wait to talk, and that's a bad habit. I told you about that personally as well. It's about opportunity. Sometimes it's not about the record. It's about the opportunity, because it's still mad people who don't care about the record. They just want to hear niggas that look like and sound like them on the radio, and not at 1 o'clock in the morning. Because that was another part. That was part of the conversation as well. Niggas like DJ Self and them will play a song, but it's like 12:30 a.m. Like, who's listening? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's on Mero in the morning. That is, if it ain't Flex's show, it's Mero show as far as ratings go and reach. That's a huge deal. You know what I mean? For a nigga from the towns to get that look, big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
And speaking of Rome sound and whatnot, like, again, like we heard a couple of joints. We were thankful to hear that. What Rome got on deck ain't what he been dropping recently. We'll put it to you that way. You know what I'm saying? And you will be pleasantly surprised with what you've heard. But let's get into this upstate situation. 38 Spesh. What seemed like it might still, maybe it's a work. Sometimes, word to my brother saying everything is a rollout. Maybe this is a work. Maybe, but what started as friendly competition feels like it's turning into competitive, borderline beef. You know what I mean? I don't know. 38 Spesh is on Esso's podcast with Heineken, and he's talking hella hot. I'm just gonna play the clips. I'm not even gonna talk. All we're gonna do as a family chat as well. We're gonna respond to 38 Spesh as a family, okay? Let me get this file up here, because this I'm gonna start with what he said to Capo first before we get the kisses. This is the first clip I saw that started to make the rounds.
Songs too, you nigga. I seen that shit you said about me, nigga.
What did Jimmy say?
Yeah, he did.
Sometimes we need to just mind our business and not speak. The man said, first off, he said, he don't think how many shots of 38 hold? First off, don't speak on guns. You don't know how many motherfucking bullets they hold. Oh, he need to come with something. He ain't ready for Jada. Then they said something about.
He said you need more bullets.
But
For
then,
top 5? You don't think so?
But then he said something about my tank top, not wearing a tank top under my hoodie that day. Like, we ain't catch that. But then said, oh, you know, you can't, if your drip ain't right, you really can't battle me, especially if you not wearing tank tops under your hoodies and shit like that. Bro, we talking about bars, we ain't talking about drip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here we go back to these old ass men talking about the wrong shit. I ain't talking about drip, nigga. We talking about houses and assets. Why is we talking about what a nigga wearing? What another man wearing? Or don't have on a tank top?
That's a real question. These niggas are friends. You think that he's gonna go against Jadakiss?
I didn't say go against Jada.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say go against Jada.
So what was he supposed to do in your mind? Just mind his business, I ain't got nothing to do with it?
Yeah.
Why? That's my man. You my man. If somebody say, yo,
It's
if
a difference
somebody say
between
something
giving
about you, I'm not gonna just let nobody say
nothing. It's a
nothing.
difference between giving your opinion and being funny. All right?
Bro, I didn't see the piece.
You ain't see it, so you ain't see it. Everybody else will agree that was just being funny. You know what I mean? Let me answer. But on some real shit, this is what I got to say about that. Jim, you ain't qualified to speak on this. This about niggas with balls. It's about niggas that know how to rap with balls. You've never been mentioned in that conversation. Nobody never said Jim Jones smoked everybody on the track. You ain't qualified to speak on this. This is for niggas that really know how to rap, that got balls. And we leave that like that.
Interesting developments. I'd like to just start it off before I pass it off. He not wrong. That's all I'm gonna say. To me,
I don't know.
Brody, he's not wrong in anything he said there. It might have came off emotional, but Capo tried to talk fly. He caught it. If a nigga try to talk fly to you, how you supposed to handle that? Chat, let me know. How else was he supposed to handle it? I don't think he's wrong. Mesito, welcome back to the conversation. What are your thoughts on this first clip from 38 Spesh?
On this first clip, just on this first clip,
The first clip.
I think that he's right. I do think that he's right. I think, in this, this internet podcast, they try to flip you with the questions. You got to always be ready, right? And Jim seemed absolutely ready to throw 38 under the bus. 38 said nothing about Jimmy. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's like Styles or Chic, right? Where you expect that if I say something about Jada, this person will have something to say. Like Jimmy technically don't have nothing to do about it. The interviewer asks you about a 38 Jadakiss question. It's very easy to be, even if you know everything that's going on, it's easy to be like, yo, I don't even know what's going on there. I don't want to speak about other guys like that without knowing what's going on. Very easy. So Jim, you kind of deserve this. And Jim, if we taking it to rap, if we taking it to bars, I'm a Jomo fan, okay? I blast Jomo's new album. It just dropped a couple weeks ago. New York all the way. Shouts to Harlem. But yeah, 38 is correct. Absolutely correct.
Ooh. Since you're the rap snob, your thoughts?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Mace and 38. I always have a problem when people try to switch the conversation to something else. Just to, like 38 said, like try to be funny or to try to like build more of a case for what you're saying, but like that extra shit that you're throwing into the conversation has nothing to do with the original conversation, right? We talk about bars. We talk about 38 Spesh versus Jadakiss, bar for bar, on the same track together, or if they battle. At no point in that conversation are we going to start talking about tank tops under t-shirts. At no point are we going to start talking about like who was rocking the better kicks, or who had the better, the more expensive pair of jeans on. Like that's never going to be the conversation when we're talking about bars. Right? But that's where Jimmy comes in. That's the shit that Jimmy knows. That's what he values. He values getting fly. He values, that rockstar hood aesthetic, the skull and crossbones look and all that. Like he got that. But when we talk about bars, let's keep it what it is, right? If we want to talk about fashion, right, and all that shit that Jim Jones pioneered, give him all the credit. You know, let's have a separate conversation about fashion, right? And if it's gonna be that, right, 38 Spesh or Jadakiss is not gonna hold a candle to Jim Jones. That's a different conversation. But to try to start mixing the two, that's where shit gets crossed. And that, like, I hate that shit, right? Because like what you wear got nothing to do with these bars. Unless you're wearing some clown shit, you know, where you could get clowned in the bars, like that's a different
Right.
story. But if you on some regular shit, but your bars is lethal, that's what matters. That's what matters.
I think the situation here too, you know, I'm not even trying to like.
And then Jim Jones try to go up
Well,
against Push. I'm sorry, but then I just remember then Jim Jones try to go at Pusha T.
Yeah. On behalf of Drake.
But Jim Jones is not in Pusha T's league.
OVO Jomo.
In no way, shape, or form. So where does he get off talking about like, oh, this person's not in this person's league?
Well, this is what I was saying. That's what I'd like to respond to that. I think in this situation with 38 Spesh, I think Capo was trying to just be funny. I don't think Capo was really trying to compete with 38. Like, maybe is there an argument to be made that this has nothing to do with him, it's none of his business, so on and so forth? Yes. Even in real time, I'm like, damn, why is he saying that? That's about that. My initial response was that, what are you talking about? But then I think he tried to be funny with the whole metaphorically saying he'd need a bigger gun than a 38 to go up against top 5 Jadakiss. And then Jim Jones couldn't help himself. I guess at some point that I'm not familiar with, 38 had on a sweater with no undershirt.
That's wicked work.
And that's the thing. I don't know if anybody's seen that. I don't know anything about that, but the way 38 responded to it, I guess this in fact did happen, right? But that is the difference between New York City and in some cases Long Island from everywhere else in New York. Like Cabo might have just been cutting ass a little bit, being a Harlem nigga, talk fly, say your fist is whack, but it's not personal. We got in trouble like that one time with a picture. Like, it was not personal. It was just a funny pic. And we were just doing what we do as New Yorkers. Like, if when Sin had on the Wu-Tang kicks and the shit didn't match, we made fun of Sin. I mean, he our nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
matched, by the way. Y'all just didn't see it. Y'all didn't see how it coordinated.
It was a little off. It was a little off. We love you, though. We love you.
Nah, y'all didn't see the coordination in the hat, man. It was subtle.
It was the burgundy tee.
See, New Yorkers do give a fuck about
right.
And that's
right.
I think
the hat had the burgundy and the yellow together. Right. That was the coordination. Y'all just wasn't picking it up. Anyway,
I dig it.
But that's the thing. That's what we do. That's what we do. And if I got on some bad shit, I would expect to get fried, or like Dini would hit me with a "come on, Mo." You know what I mean? It'd be real subtle. Lord. But it would stab me between my 2 ribs. You know what I mean? Like right here, like that "come on, Mo's" gonna hurt. You seen the Dark Knight Rises when he thought he beat Bane and Shorty poked him? Like, you know what I mean? It'd be like that. And that's what we do, bro. That's what we do. Yeah. I don't think Capo really meant no harm. That's just if you went outside with a sweater with no undershirt, come on, bro.
That's crazy.
Come on, Mo.
You know what I mean?
That's wild work.
Right. That's what I'm gonna say. But at the same time, Capo, now that you said it, you've put yourself in the line of fire of one of the best top 3, maybe top 2 nigga in the state of New York right now. So be careful. You could talk about fashion with 38, but you not out rapping this man. Let's call that what it is right now. Dini, did you see the clip? I don't know if you saw the clip.
I got the peep on the tail end. All I would say is this, man. I think both these niggas is playing the game. You get what I'm saying? Like we're in a new world where you could be the ultimate heel and it'll have a great effect for you. You know, Jim Jones is doing what New York niggas do. He's shooting and shit, but he don't know. Like I don't know too many upstate niggas like that. Maybe upstate niggas don't joke around the way we joke around. Maybe he took real offense. You get what I'm saying? But in terms of rapping, Jim Jones will joke his way through this whole shit. That's all he gonna do. I don't think Jim Jones thinks he's a better rapper than 38 Spesh, but he's like, yo, I can make niggas make fun of you. You know what I'm saying? The chin strap beard, I can make niggas laugh at that if I really want to, like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's like shit like that. And I met 38. Seemed like a real cool nigga, but I know how New York niggas are, man. Like, we'll find the most nicest thing in the world and dog you for it. Like,
you know my opinions on chin strap. Why you say that,
that's what I'm saying. It's a little.
He don't got the chin strap no more though. He got the full beard, but that chin strap shit fucked me up.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? That could be an upstate thing. Shout out to the upstate homies. You know how the Philly niggas got the beards?
You gonna get us this next, dude.
No, bro. Philly niggas got the beards. Upstate niggas got the chin straps. It could be a thing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Benny with the mutton chops. But like at the end of the day, I just think Jim Jones is one of those niggas. You think he thought he could out rap Pusha T? No, but I could make people make fun of you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it is.
With Jomo, though.
And it's hard niggas too.
And it's all promo at this point.
Because
we got shows.
I guess not. I guess, but Push had to if on a lyrical scale, Push outdid him. You know,
we're gonna make fun of you. You're gonna spit the hardest bars in the world. We're gonna make fun of you on Let's Rap About It. That's the trade-off, bro.
And Harlem niggas, they will make fun of you, bro. They like you see how Cam give it up. Like they are the worst out of everybody in New York. They will relentlessly flame you up.
Dame just said Jay's breath stinks.
30 years later.
Just said that.
This man
like
said
Harlem niggas just come on, bro.
Niggas says cinnamon dookie, bro. Like he held on to that.
He said, "Nah, y'all not known for roasting. Where you from, I Prime? Because I bet you never stay in New York City.
New York.
To be saying that. That is like, what are you talking about, bro?
New Yorkers talk to each other in a way that I think anywhere else they'll fight each other for. I truly believe that.
Exactly.
Anywhere else. These are our greetings. Our greetings will get you snuffed somewhere else, bro. Like, come on. The real shit.
Niggas in a heated conversation. Fuck out of here. Yo, I think this is
fuck is you talking about? Like this is
that's
how
women.
Talk.
That's how the women of New York speak.
Like
exactly.
A lady might tell you to suck her dick, bro. Like we on that type of time.
Let's get to the next
Mace. Thank you, Mace. Great correction.
This time he's talking to Jadakiss and you know Fat Joe to a lesser degree.
I think it was a bad idea.
Why was it not a good song? Or
well, let me tell you why I think it was a bad idea. And I don't know who idea was. Maybe it was Fat Joe's. But to sit there and have 50-year-old men making a song about the aroma of drugs is not too appealing, my nigga. Like, who are y'all trying to aim for? Like, y'all niggas should be making songs about like the prescription drugs y'all taking to stay alive and shit. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Like peptides and shit. You niggas should be rapping about peptides and motherfucking AARP and shit like that. What the fuck is wrong with you niggas talking about the aroma of drugs? Like we old as a bitch. Y'all niggas 10, 15 years older than me. Talking about the aroma of drugs. Who idea was that? And then to diss me on it was stupid. A real drug dealer? Y'all gonna diss a real drug dealer? A nigga that really sold drugs on a song? And Kiss, you spit the verse, you got fucking Khaled and Fat Joe as your backup dancers. You wearing a book bag that another man gave you. You spit the verse, Fat Joe, he more happy about your verse than his. DJ Khaled jumping on the couch, he don't know what's going on. He just happy to be around niggas. Khaled, do you speak like that when you around your Palestinian people, or you just speak like that when you around niggas? I wanna know. And do you speak animated like that, like when you around your people, or that's some shit you just do around niggas? I wanna know this. We gonna talk this shit and understand this shit. I'm shooting everybody. Everybody gets shot the fuck up. You speak about an independent nigga. Think I need anything from anybody? Now back to this shit. That was a bad idea. I don't wanna hear no 50-year-old niggas, damn near 60, talking about the aroma of drugs. You don't want to hear that shit. You don't want to hear that shit. But y'all don't want. Y'all got to play the industry game. I don't. So I speak. Well, I don't know.
Nigga.
I don't know. Y'all might need niggas.
Nigga.
I'm sorry.
We're considered.
I'm sorry. Listen. Okay.
I don't got. We
damn near blacklisted.
Yo, bro, I spend all my own money too, bro.
Thank you. Yo, thanks for the question. Yo, I love that. Yo, talk that shit. Talk that shit.
We ain't got no platform. We ain't got no.
Hold up.
Man. Sharp left turn at the end. Since in the rap song, what are your thoughts on those comments, man?
I didn't see that part earlier. God damn. All right, so 38. Fan of 38 on this platform, man.
Huge.
Love your music. Bars heavy.
Crazy.
You might could go up against a Jadakiss, and we'd love to see it. Bar for bar sparring. But that Aroma record, for one, we were just talking about it before I even knew that clip was gonna play. We were just talking about it, man. That record is a monster.
Great.
That record is so
Fire.
fucking out of here, bro. Number one, just objectively a fire ass record.
Yeah.
Right. But then when if we're gonna start talking about like the nuances of it, right? Jadakiss is 51, Fat Joe's 55. Okay, cool. 38 Spesh, bro, you're 41.
Well, according to his math, he said they 15 years older than him. So
10 to 15.
I
He said 10 to 15.
You're not
He
wrong.
did say that.
You're not cool. 10 to 15.
He's absolutely correct.
Bet. But my question
Math
is,
correct.
so here's my question. Based on 38 Spesh's brand of music and bars and rap and themes, is his subject matter going to change in the next 10 years when he gets to be 50, 51? Because they talk about the same shit. 38 Spesh is a coke rapper. He's a drug dealer rapper.
His last project, he got a little more introspective. He
did. He did. But what's his brand? What's his? You know what I mean? If we had to like describe what kind of rapper he is, what are we gonna say?
You're not wrong, but you're not right either.
How am I not right? How am I not right? It's just weird to me for 38 Spesh, and I get it. Like he's in the midst of this back and forth.
No, it's not. It's not the same.
It's really not. As somebody that's now closer to 50 than 40, it's definitely not the same. It's definitely not the same. Once you start getting closer to 50, that's when you're like, oh shit, like I've had a good ride. Like this is downhill from here. But I understand, the back and forth between 38 Spesh and Jadakiss now. So now, like, 38, he has to say something. He can't say the record is hot, right? Even if he listens to it, he's like, damn, Stove really went off. Damn, Jada really, he did his thing on it. He's not gonna say that. So I get that. He's not gonna give props to the song. But my problem is you and Jada are not that far off in terms of subject matter. And on that song, Fat Joe, Jadakiss talking about, and Stove God, all talking about stuff that you talk about all the time. So to try to draw a line, like, they can't talk about that no more because they're on the other side of 45 and I'm on this side of 45. Like, it's really like, semantics to me at this point. That's just, that argument doesn't make any sense to me. Especially because I don't see, if he could prove me wrong in 10 years, 38 Spesh might be, rapping about, Geritol and,
the kids from school.
You know what I mean?
Man, stop the cap.
And expecting grandkids and whatnot. But like, I don't see that happening. Going by the track record of 38 Spesh up to this point, I don't see that happening. So why is he going to call out Fat Joe and Jadakiss for talking about shit that he talks about all the time? So that's where I'm at with it.
I'll say this. 38 Spesh had a lot to say in that interview, and I feel like he kind of reveals the real issue that he has ultimately in further into the interview. But for this clip specifically, I personally I wasn't feeling it. He kind of lost me. I'm gonna go over the how things went. Let me know if I'm wrong, fellas. They do a song. 38 has what the culture feels like is a better verse. 38 then goes on a podcast to shout out Jadakiss for a verse. He gave you a verse, not on a song with you, but he gave you a verse, and your first thing is to go to another podcast. I'm a little bit lost on that, and that didn't necessarily kind of what I thought of 38's character, right? He clearly is playing the internet game here. He's right on this story. This is like art of dialogue level. Like I'm right there. As soon as the song is out, the interview is here. Um, and I personally would have liked to just out of nowhere hear 38 freestyle, a 38 verse, 38 song. He feels, I guess, like the situation requires more explanation, more reasoning, more. This is what I thought about it. I personally, and I think the people who give a fuck about 38 Spesh and Jadakiss don't want to hear this. The larger general public, they kind of love this shit, of course, right? A guy guy going at another guy over this. But as far as the people who really kind of give a fuck about these guys, we don't want to see him up there, making fun of Jadakiss and Fat Joe. I'm sorry that I wasn't feeling that because I never at any point felt like even with this verse, is this about a verse or this about a career? Is not a flagrant verse, especially from what we've heard from Jadakiss. It very much was a nod to "I see you out here." You know what I mean? Here you go.
Nah,
Uh, it,
that was a shot, Mace. Like,
Little
what are you,
it was
Papa.
a it was
that
a
was a
shot.
shot, man.
It was a shot, but we done heard Jadakiss get way more nasty with
Put
people
your
with
put your
shots.
braids on a yellow line.
This is
Like,
what I'm
come on,
saying. You
man.
heard what
You
he was
right,
saying about
but
50?
but your explanation is not what took place with the raps. That's not a I see you. He's calling out his intent. Is it about a verse or is it about a career? That's a clear
Eh,
question. Like, are you trying to use my name to catapult yourself? That's what he's saying.
he is saying, but it still very much feels like in the spirit of it's not. I'm not talking crazy to you. Maybe that's not what the general public feels. But I didn't knowing how Jadakiss goes, and even seeing how this interview went, because I feel like post this interview is gonna get a lot more flagrant in the raps. Like it's gonna get a lot more nasty. It's gonna get more, kind of more aimed exactly at your temple type of vibes. For me, this is still until this interview wasn't as brutal as I feel it can be. The places that 38 is going with this interview, in my opinion, feels like he's trying to question the street credibility. He's trying to question are you really like that? He's comparing himself. He going to this interview saying, I'm a boss. I don't even want to talk to these dudes that gotta beg to get their song out, to beg to, you know what I mean? It gets real flagrant in his interview. And so I don't know, like maybe that ultimately that's where 38 wanted to take it all away. But the first interview I mentioned specifically that it felt as respectful as it could be in a call out. And even, he mentions the Jadakiss Big Daddy Kane kind of thing. That wasn't even that didn't even make much headlines anyway. I don't think many people caught that at all. And even this, it's not as nasty as I know D Block and Jadakiss get. And maybe I'm underestimating it, but after this interview, after what he's saying about Jadakiss specifically, it seemed like much more venomous. And not only that, but I did notice exactly right after this was all going on, Ransom made a tweet talking about how 38 is the realest rapper he knows in the game, and basically co-signing him. It seemed like it might be kind of a battle of the boroughs versus the battle of upstate. That's where it seemed like it may be going eventually. I'm sorry.
Dina, your thoughts?
I feel like a nigga internet, man. The whole shit just kind of throwing me off. Like, let's say you do rap against Kiss. You smoke a 51-year-old Kiss today. Kiss not in his prime. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go like, so even if you do smoke Kiss on this song, 10 songs coming up the line, you know what I'm saying? Like 25 years ago was Kiss prime. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't standing next to that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Kiss we regard him, we call him top 5 dead or alive. And we say that with real regards, bro. Kiss has been here from the beginning, and he's still he's one of the few niggas today who you still would press play on the verse in his 50s. We gotta stop acting like that shit is normal. You know what I'm saying? How many niggas that are 50 today you're pressing play if a song comes out? Let's be fucking honest. You know what I'm saying? It's like 4 niggas: Jay, Nas, fucking Jadakiss, and somebody else that I can't think of right now. Like that means something. Number 2, I feel like the whole part that's making me uncomfortable. I hope he don't take off on this shit and kind of like leave rap and go podcast. I feel like he's about to blow up off these little shits way more than he did rapping. You get what I'm saying? And it's crazy because the niggas dog nice. It just, I feel like people see the internet as a way nowadays where you can throw shit out there, let the narrative build, and just milk it from that. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be people that never heard of Spesh. It's like, who's this nigga talking about Kiss? They're gonna press play. Who's this nigga talking about Fat Joe? They're gonna press play. It's not the way I would like to see him come out, like rise in the game. But there's so much power in that nowadays that you can't. I can't even look at niggas who use it as a vehicle as something that's like out of bounds nowadays. You know, like he's throwing shit out there. You know, Kiss is one of them niggas that's I'm older, but I'm still nice enough that I will meet your challenge. You get what I'm saying? So it's back and forth, and it's good raps. But I feel like sooner or later somebody's gonna do or say something in the terms of interneting that's just gonna be the thing that pushes it way overboard. You get what I'm saying? There's one thing right now. I rap better than you. I make better songs than you. This, that, and the third. But I just don't want it to go left. You get what I'm saying? I just feel like he might blow up more by these comments. Kind of the way J. Cole, the interviews took over the actual album. Like we started talking more about like, yo, J. Cole was here, J. Cole was there. What did he say? And then we stopped talking about all the music. You get what I'm saying? I just don't want that to happen at 38, where he just becomes the hilariously guy dissing Kiss that we pay attention to that more than we pay attention to the music. In terms of the whole, y'all got a boss and shit like that. My nigga, like, say what you want. Like, these guys are living rap's dream. Rap's dream is to rap for 20 years, 25 years, be able to go anywhere you want, do whatever you want, perform. You know, like Kiss can't go to McDonald's. He can because he's a street nigga, but he can't because he'll be mobbed. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me 38 Spesh don't want that for his career. You don't want to walk in a room with people like you're one of the top 5 guys that are alive. Like, it just feels off to me. And you're not even old enough where like you were like not in bounds. You know what I'm saying? If you were rapping at 20, Kiss was still, that was 20 years ago. So Kiss was still letting fire shots off 20 years ago. If you really felt that way, you could have did it now. Why we got to go at him when he's 51? Not saying he's ancient, but in terms of hip hop, nigga, that is. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense to me if we do it. It gives me 50 Cent vibes, but it's like Ja Rule was still
he's not necessarily getting at him though.
I mean, yeah, he kind of is, bro. You dissing him in records. You mentioned nigga, I got better verses than him.
I'm sorry. Like, what exactly is like the point of what you're making, Dini? You're saying a lot of things, but like, what exactly?
I'm saying, like, pay homage. You get what I'm saying? Like, in terms of, like, I wouldn't be surprised. Not even I'll come out and say it. Jadakiss probably influenced your style. If you've been rapping for the last 25 years and you rapping about street shit and you from New York, outside of Hove and Nas, that might be the next nigga to influence your style. And you're rapping about essentially the same shit he raps about.
So he shouldn't compete. You just pay homage.
But am I competing when LeBron's 51? Whoever plays, that's competing. It's like 41. 41 is one thing. He's still hooping now. You get what I'm saying?
Ageism shit is y'all pick and choose when the age matters.
No, you always you give earlier you give props. You get even a nigga who sings well at 50.
But Dina, you said 5 minutes ago that at 50 plus, Kiss is still one of those guys that make you like, oh shit, at his age is unheard of. So
I also said 51 ain't ancient, but in terms of hip hop, nigga, you're a fucking, you know what I'm saying?
But if he's still sharp at 51, what difference does his age make?
The thing is, it's incredible that he is still sharp at 51. We're not gonna say like this is not normal. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, Jay, Nas, Kiss. In all of hip hop, there's been 3 niggas after the age 50 that you gave a fuck about worth listening to. You know what I'm saying? It's a very rare thing. I just feel like dissing him now when he's not in his prime, and the whole thing is like I'm better than him today. It's like I just don't think that means much. You get what I'm saying? Like in terms of the overall,
I think we give too much grace. I think we giving too much grace to Jadakiss here. You know what I mean?
But
yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. First and foremost, we got to look at 38 Spesh first. He did jump out the window with that statement. Whether it was a passive statement or not, once you say, "Oh, I had the best verse," he's not necessarily trying to come around these parts. I'm paraphrasing what 38 said, of course. You are opening a red ant's nest. So I got to start with 38 because Kiss ain't one of these guys that you could play that type of game with. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, if you're 38, I guess for me, you're a little too upset about the diss, and then you getting into character assessment. Y'all know how I hate that shit. The nigga, like, so what if Kiss wore a fucking book bag? So what if they talking about coke? You the nigga that rang his phone first. But at the same time, Kiss answered the phone. My point about you giving too much grace. Kiss gonna let that phone ring out. He answered the phone. So at this point, once he picked that phone up and he asked the question, is it about a verse or is it about a career? At this point, Kiss is looking at 38 like, you on this interview clout chasing, because he ain't saying the phrase, but that bar is a clout chasing accusation. What you doing this for? What is your intent? Are you trying to make a name off of me? And to a certain degree, he might be. I don't know. I don't want to speak for 38. But if you get in front of a podcast microphone and you say Jadakiss, top niggas that other niggas call top 5 is hesitating to get in the ring with you on some collaborative shit, Jadakiss? You bugging. I think both sides of this equation is very interesting. I don't think 38 should be this mad about it. I don't like the energy in that clip. Because it's like you attacking Fat Joe and you attacking Kiss for what? A bar? Was it even a whole bar?
And then
was it like one bar?
Half a bar. Shout out to Ho.
He went extra hard at Khaled. Like just
right. Khaled don't even know. And that's the thing.
That's what makes you feel like he's interneting, bro.
For DJ Khaled, but I don't even know if Khaled knows what's going on. Khaled just thought he got a banger. Yeah. These 3 niggas, the beat is hard. Stove is cooking. Kiss cook. Fat Joe did all right. No shots at Joe, but Kiss and Stove carried that. You know what I mean? Like, what you mad at all of these niggas for?
I love what Joe did on.
Joe cracked.
What was I?
Every story Fat Joe apparently tells is true. And the thing is, there's lore to the song because the last time Stove came up there, Fat Joe was like, yo, like, what he's doing is taking me back to a different time in his life. That's why they made the song. Essentially, it's a spiritual successor to a conversation they had about 3-4 months ago. So, like, you doing this thing and you on the mic, like, I think one of y'all was saying, is he going to start podding? I'm like, are you podcasting? Forget rap industry shit. Are you podding right now? Because you called out top 5. At this point, and the thing is, you know what? And this is the thing that hurts me. I think 38 can rap his ass off. I think Deanie's giving a lot of grace to Kiss. I think Macito is playing this a little bit too low with the whole, like, it's a nothing bar. Just because Kiss and D Block have said worse things, it's not about the past. It's about the intention of what's being said. This is, again, remember what I said to y'all a few weeks ago. This is the Shogun Shinobi over here looking at another nigga coming to his dojo and saying, my kung fu's better than yours. And the Shinobi like, yo, who the fuck are you? That's the conversation they're having right now. That's why 38 is this upset. Jadakiss asked the nigga, who the fuck are you? Is it about a verse or is this about a career? Wouldn't you be mad if some podcast said we trying to make a name off of them? You trying to get lit off of me?
If we were trying
to do that, though, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Like,
so now, great answers. Based on what we saw today, there's only 2 true outcomes, in my opinion. It's either 38 is potting and just continuing to play the internet game, or he's mad because Kiss called him out about him maybe potentially trying to make a career. Why is he so mad about this song? The whole song wasn't about him.
Nah.
It wasn't.
It was one bar. Stove not talking about 38. Fat Joe not talking about 38. Kiss had one bar with a book bag on. And he's upset.
He's livid, bro.
He's livid. That's what I'm saying. He either potting or that line because he speaks the language of a Jadakiss. He understand this nigga playing with me. Oh, he not taking me. He think I'm one of these clout chasing ass niggas.
That's throughout the interview, 38 brings up multiple instances that him and Jada spoken before. He said
Right.
that according to him, not only have Jadakiss said that in his presence, he's text Jadakiss that, and also there was a moment where Jadakiss's manager said that in front of him and Jadakiss when they all was in the presence together. So I think that 38 didn't feel like his initial.
Hold on. You said what in front of Kiss? Let's for the sake
So
of
Jada and Jada's manager was in the spot. 38 pulls up to the spot.
mm-hmm.
Him and 38 and Jada are conversing. The manager doesn't remember who it is at first, but then be like, "Oh, me and Jada were always talking about how you killed him on that verse." And then apparently Jada gave the manager the look like you wasn't supposed to say that.
Hold on, Mace.
Public.
Mace, bury the lead, Mace. Hold on. So you took a private conversation to a podcast. Is this about a verse or is this about a career? Why would you take a private conversation to a podcast knowing full well, going back to our conversation with Lupe 2 weeks ago, knowing full well that your voice will travel far enough to where this will become a thing? Are you clout chasing or not?
That's some shit that would happen years down the line. Like, years ago, he actually told me I got the best verse. Like, that's some shit you would bring up as an accolade for yourself, like, down the line, bro. If a nigga told you had the best verse, and next week, that's the shit you talking about.
38 didn't go and say initially that, we had a good conversation as peers, and he thought I might got him on that one. He said, "Get the ring with him."
Yeah.
He said he ducking me. He took it the complete other direction.
Is this about a verse or is this about a career?
That could have so easily have been. That could have so easily have been, like me and Jadakiss, we have like he gave flowers, the props, like he even told me like I got him on a little feather in his cap. Cool, keep it pushing, but he took it the complete other direction. He's
so mad now.
He's mad. And this is why you can't give niggas no shine. Because niggas take a little bit of shine.
One time,
so crazy.
Did he get the feature yet from Kiss? Or he just got that bar?
He just got that bar. That's it.
The bar, bro.
So this plane ain't going accordingly.
It ain't.
Nah, it ain't.
He asked for a feature, said he ducking me and got a bar thrown at him, and now he's upset on another podcast.
Cloudy with a chance of rain.
And now he's on the podcast with Esso and Heineken saying, "Don't do that. I want a whole verse." And when Esso and Heineken say, "Hey, if you feel that strongly about it, why don't you just say something first?" He kind of just talks in circles about why he's not doing it. You feel me?
Because he knows he's in the ring with top 5. He's trying to see how much space Kiss got. You know what I mean?
Kiss about the little nigga him though. Because once the conversation talks about accomplishments, like say what you want. Kiss has done a lot. You know what I'm saying? Kiss has seen a lot. Kiss has been
did the
through a
most
lot.
lethal thing you could do. He dissed them on a joint that everybody's just gonna be listening to casually.
Vibing.
That's the worst kind of bar you can get, bro.
But what did he expect, bro? It's Jadakiss. You cannot do that to Jadakiss is like a bodega cat. You pull a bodega cat tail, he's scratching you, nigga.
But here's the thing. You said and this is why you gotta play it crazy, because Jadakiss told you had a better verse on him, and then you took that and ran that. So imagine if you actually like cook me in the verse. You're gonna run that like into the ground. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like.
And 38 is talking so crazy in this interview. He mentions that story in conjunction with showing J1, Jadakiss's son's tweet about 38 having a better verse. And then 38 goes on to say, "I understand where Jadakiss is coming from. You be at the office, you hearing it. You go home, you hearing it. I wouldn't want to rap with me neither." He's talking crazy.
Hilarious.
Bro.
He's going wild.
He's upset. Hey, and now you getting your issue. You know what I'm saying? You getting your issue, but at the same time, like, I don't want to hear nothing about Kiss being 51. It don't matter. Kiss is still in the ring. Kiss is telling you, just like Braun at 40, whatever, I still want to play. I want to play the high level. 38 Spesh is not, no disrespect, he's not Jim Jones. He's one of them. So Kiss, eyes wide open, decided to step in the ring. So at this point, whether it's friendly sparring, a rollout, or whatever. This interview right here, and Kiss, we know Kiss's history. He's not going to take this type of shit laying down. Kiss has a whole podcast. You don't think Joe and Jada going to address this?
Joe
Like this,
already in the comments.
right? Joe Wilder saying he don't know him, but then niggas pulled the feed and he took pictures with 38 Special. That didn't even work.
The 38 Spesh photo
Wow,
op
so
continues.
long, bro. I didn't think he was gonna be on the stream so goddamn long. But
Right, we yapping.
but this right here, bro. You know what I mean? I still
Very
think
intriguing.
I still think there's a smidge of bullshit to it, but 38 got a rap. Like this ain't it. Like, because honestly, you have to put in no return after this interview.
Yeah,
No return.
Because you're being a chatty patty too. Because if it's a private conversation and you made it public twice,
twice.
you created this whole issue. You got to rap now. It ain't even about no more podcasts. You got to go rap.
And you're
You
gonna be
was
that
better
nigga
off
that
just sending the shots on a record in the first place. To be honest, at this point,
Spesh about to be that nigga that nobody say nothing nice about because he gonna throw it in your face. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing good about him.
Right. LP, relax. Like, leave 38 alone. Also, he's talking about Jadakiss's history. We gotta stop holding on. Like, I mean, I know it's ignorant. This is an ignorant statement, but let's be clear. Just because you got an active parent or active parents don't mean you can't be a street nigga. Like we gotta stop running with this narrative. Like 8 Mile is not real. Like that Clarence shit is not real, my nigga. Again, I am a Canarsie resident. You know how much niggas I seen in private houses? Mom's is a nurse, father got a 6-figure job, and this nigga is a whole gangster crip.
Demon.
Banging. Bloody. From the 80s, big blood. Banging. And their parents are great. So this whole concept of his father's this and he's a good guy. Once you leave your parents' crib, you can become anyone.
Anything, yeah.
Right.
and
So please stop holding on to this rhetoric. Holy shit. I know niggas with 2-parent homes with great jobs and they whole gangsters.
ultimately, and not to be that guy, LP. You know you the homie, but not to be that guy.
That's
but
not
what,
LP. It's not LP. It's not LP. That's
oh, so whoever said it. Oh, what are you saying about people with single parent homes? Are they just born degenerates? Like they never ate
Right.
shit? Like they the
You're
worst
doomed.
niggas on earth just because the parent themselves left? Like damn, like what you talking about here?
Niggas think Tariq from Power is just a creation. Tariq from Power is art
Real
imitating
shit.
life.
Yeah,
Didn't Obama come from a single mother?
Yeah.
He wasn't in the track, buddy.
Father had a good job.
Single mama Obama is crazy.
And Kiss is still out here fighting niggas and being outside. Just because your parents are good don't mean you good.
Facts.
Come on, man. Anyway, let's move on. Hit the like button. This has been a long marathon episode.
Yeah.
But y'all been with us, though. Credit where it's due. Y'all been with us. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe option. Hit the notification bell. Somebody mentioned the J. Cole tour. We were so focused on Jay-Z that I forgot to put that on the rundown, but credit to J. Cole. Like the first couple of nights of the Fall Off tour, the venue packed.
Yep.
Super
Crazy.
packed. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Shout out J. Cole. Again, this is the thing that a lot of people, especially J. Cole fans, don't listen. We know J. Cole is great. He's been number one on our list multiple times. He has a stout fan base that's going to show up for him. Our issues with J. Cole is what he did 2 years ago. And it's not even about the battle no more. It's the explanations, the lying, outright lying in some cases. You know what I mean? And the fact that y'all continue to defend these things and try to make it seem like we're haters when this guy's told you different variations. He's contradicted himself. He's contradicted himself through the bars and things of that nature. And, you know, it's human to do these things. But when there's this fine line between being embarrassed and being a bullshitter. And a lot of times, J. Cole post battles been a bullshitter, and y'all gotta hold him accountable before y'all hold other niggas like us accountable for calling him out for being said bullshitter. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but that being said, shout out Cole in the Fall Off tour because that venue was packed, nigga.
Packed.
Blue Cole,
Again,
man.
he checks every box as a rap superstar, taking nothing away from him. This is about individualism and bad choices he's made. The end. Speaking of J. Cole and the battle 2 years ago, we have one more video clip to play before we get up out of here. And it's from the Mallory twins. They're known platform, but they had a very odd Kendrick Lamar take, and we kind of got into a little dust up about it. So I wanted to talk about it with my guys before we wrap it up. You know what I mean? So let me find that clip so we can expedite the process. It's a 5-minute clip. I'm gonna stop it short because niggas don't want to watch this for 5 minutes. I already know that.
That was my reservation with GNX, is that it was the first album that he had that didn't take you down a journey and it was just him popping out having fun. I think his next album is one of his most important. Do you know that?
Of course.
I feel like you already solidified your spot with Gorillaz, and I'll rock with you niggas now.
And we said that about Drizzy, and he put it out. Kendrick, look, we said it about Cole, and Cole put it out. We said that Kendrick needed to show something.
Kendrick's next project is one of his most important.
It is.
Because it will be the first time you putting out a project with this much hate. That's the fact that motherfuckers don't want to talk about. Because there's a lot of people that's throwing slights at Kendrick, especially we ain't gonna talk about the Lupe shit for real, because it's not really a conversation, but like, there's people that's saying stuff about Kendrick that's like,
what was the Lupe shit?
Okay, y'all. Lupe Fiasco basically had been at odds or trying to be at odds with Kendrick for years.
Was this what he said? Kendrick rap this, but
he
I
basically
got more
tried to
words
say
or some
he
shit?
got better albums than me and he got a better team and better, but when it comes to lyricism, I feel like it's a lot of cherry picking. Like, there's a lot of cherry picking. And with that type of take comes people saying stuff like, Kendrick's this. You see a lot more people, as a result of the beef, saying stuff like Kendrick's never been this or Kendrick is that, or people looking to look down on his work. And I think this is going to be the first time he put out a project where you need to shut motherfuckers up. Because GNX was fun, but even people try shit on that joint.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop right there, right? You know what I mean? And this is the thing, and why. Matter of fact, can I give just the quick backstory of why this is even on our desk, just for the sake of clarity?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to find the tweet. I'm going to read the tweet because when I saw this, I had to quote tweet it because I thought it was so ridiculous, right? So I said this conversation is disingenuous, veering on performative, because a lot of their body language, it just felt like these niggas like rehearsed the lines before they did it. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I want to make it clear. That's unfair of me to say to them because I hate when niggas say that about us. But I felt that way because the conversation is so ridiculous that I'm like, there's no way y'all niggas ain't talk about this before the cameras, right? So in the midst of that, he says, let's have the conversation or keep it pushing. One Terrell Mallory said that. I said, we're not hard to find, set it up. Haven't heard from them since. Apparently they were trying to do some kind of Twitter spaces and shit like that. Nigga, Rap Roundtable never do no Twitter spaces. If you saying let's have a conversation or keep it pushing, turn them cameras on, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So let's make that 1000% clear. But the whole idea that Drake showed improve and J. Cole showed improve. But the first guy to drop post rap Star Wars was Kendrick, as far as a solo album is concerned, right? We know Drake had put out music in the midst of that, but as far as a body of work, it was GNX. And if GNX don't land, it takes the legs out of everything that he built up from the battle.
I'd have had a much better 2025.
So the whole idea that Kendrick is somehow under pressure because a couple of weird internet narratives are saying certain things, to me, that might be the most bullshittest point I've ever heard in the midst of this battle. Because again, GNX dropped first. GNX was the landing he had to stick. If the album is not good, where are we now? Where does the Drake conversation go if the album is ass? Huh? If it don't have Luther, if it don't have TV off, where does the conversation go? Kendrick can't make slaps. He did all of this, and Drake is still the man. The narratives would have written themselves. So, like, what are they talking about? Like, Macita, I know you're kind of familiar with these guys. Like,
yeah,
what exactly? Yeah. What are they trying to intimate here? I'm still willing to have the conversation, but I feel like if we're gonna really talk about shit, you can't pick and choose and say this happened and that happened. But oh yeah, GNX happened too. But nah, fuck that. It's the next one that matters the most. That makes no sense to me. Help me understand.
Right, and I also want to state I fuck with the Mallory brothers. Their reactions are really elite. They really good with the reactions. The hip hop takes like everybody's takes, sometimes you agree, sometimes you disagree. But I think the disingenuous is the most important thing you said here, y'all. Because the thing is, I feel like I made a conscious effort, obviously helped by being with three people that would call me out anytime I bullshitted. But I
Believe
feel like I
that.
made a conscious effort in this, being a Drake fan in the midst of this, Kendrick versus Drake, this, that, and the third, to be as like take myself out of it at pause as much as possible, right? And I feel like the only type of time you can have this kind of opinion is if you lean in on your fandom too much. Because ultimately, like, how can you ignore GNX, bro? How can you, with a straight face, say J. Cole delivered, and then in the same sentence say, but Kendrick gotta deliver? It makes no sense. It makes no sense because Kendrick delivered critically, he delivered commercially, he delivered on the tour that was sold out. You know what I mean? We love the 3 stadium shows. Kendrick just did 44. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like there isn't any metric that you can point to. There isn't anything that you can point to and say, hey, Kendrick didn't deliver. Does Kendrick have pressure on him for his next album? Sure. Being at the top of the game always invites some sort of pressure to your next release, right? Of course. But for Kendrick to be under the kind of scrutiny and kind of pressure that they're speaking to, Kendrick would have to drop like his worst album ever, right? And then the next album after that, there would come the pressure that they're referring to. But Kendrick won the battle. The other two guys disappeared. The other two guys stopped doing features. He outsold everybody. He went on he had the highest grossing tour. Like, where does Kendrick need to deliver, bro? Where? What metric? Where? In what area? They don't explain it to me well. And ultimately, I don't want to be the Drake fan that comes up here and speaks to a reality that doesn't exist. Because that in turn lets me be able to call out somebody that's a Kendrick fan that I feel like is not living in reality. But ultimately, like, come on, what are we really doing here? This is a shit argument.
The best Drake fan to ever live. Macy, bro.
OVO Mace. Since the rap stop, I know you got some bars.
I mean, May summed it up as best as any of us could have, and it came from the Drake fan. This reeks to me of two men who are in way too deep in the OVO algorithm. If they're having this conversation and they're saying Kendrick he has something to prove because he's never had this much hate in his life. What timeline are you seeing? It's got to be Drake fans. It's got to be the OVO algorithm that's feeding you all that hate, because on a normal algorithm, I don't see any more hate than he's ever gotten. There's definitely people that will tell you, if he was in the 90s, he wouldn't survive. He'd be like an afterthought. We have that crowd, right? We definitely had the Lupe crowd. He don't have bars. He don't got no punchlines. He'll do no metaphors and similes. We got that whole crowd, right? We got the whole crowd that hates the voices, right, and the enunciation and all that, right? We still have the regular amount of Kendrick critiques out there. I don't see any more or less hate than he's ever got. If you're seeing like substantially more hate, it's because you're subscribing to an algorithm that does not represent a balanced real life. And that's the OVO algorithm. Right. Because other than that, like I continue to see, those same talking points about like, his voices and the bar argument and everything, the Lupe side of things. But I'm also continuing to see people like continuing to spin GNX. GNX it's going on 2 years and I'm still like, spinning it heavy. The tours happen. We were just, looking back at 2 years since the pop out happened, right? People still talking about his Super Bowl performance to this day. The conversation around Kendrick has not shifted that much one way or another, right? Other than, obviously, like directly after the battle, it was all Kendrick, right? At this point now, I think it's kind of, snapped back to the standard Kendrick Lamar conversations. One of the all-time greats. He's not for everybody, right? Albums are immaculate, but the voices can be annoying. We have it all, right? But if you're saying, oh, he got so much more hate than he's ever had in his life, nah, you're just on a completely different timeline than everybody else.
Where?
Deanie, to balance your thoughts.
I don't think the word should be hate. I don't think the word should be pressure. I think the word should be anticipation. Every other box is checked. You get what I'm saying? Everything has been done already. The album sales, Mace said it. The tours, Mace really covered it up really well. The sales, the individual singles, the whole album being on the charts. Like, I don't think that hate has anything to do with it. At this point, it's just anticipation. We've gotten Drake's album, we've gotten Cole's album. Outside of Hove, it'll be the most anticipated album like to drop. I don't see. Do I see Kendrick hate? Yeah, there's a little slew of Drake stands, you know what I'm saying, and vice versa. But for the most part, I mean, it was like 80,000 niggas at that concert in there with me and Sin, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that many people hate him. So I think, like I said, not pressure, anticipation in terms of what's the next album gonna sound like. Are there gonna be features? Is it gonna be introspective? Is it gonna be deep? Is it gonna be lyric based? It's gonna be like more hits like GNX. I think that anticipation. As far as pressure though, the laid wide open. Shout out to Unique from Power. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see any loss, but I guess they see different. The power of twins.
Here's what I'll say. I don't need to add too much to it because it started off the segment, and quite frankly, it's just a supremely unserious take.
Right.
And this is me having a conversation with those gentlemen where my point is I disagree. It's not personal. We're not attacking your platform. We're not questioning your character and doing a lot of the unnecessary. I'm just saying on this particular perspective, I think what you said is ridiculous and I disagree. And if you said keep it pushing and we said we're not hard to find, again, come have this conversation since on your platform because you said it over there and you called us out after we called you out. So therefore, y'all get home field advantage. We'll definitely play the away game and cookie on your platform if necessary.
Pull up.
But my point is here, he said, or they said, Drake had the drop, he delivered. J. Cole had the drop, he delivered. That's their points. Don't snip this and make it sound like I said it. Right? But they were chasing Kendrick. And that's where I'll leave it. They had to deliver one because they got fried in a battle, and then G and Next was a napalm bomb immediately after the atomic bomb. You know what I mean? It was Nagasaki after Hiroshima, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Because again, if GNX does not land, some of the narratives get twisted. So GNX landed, and they had to follow this guy who kicked their back in. So the whole concept of it, he now has to follow them. Nah, they have to prove that they can still be worthy of a big three conversation. And right now, we don't even know if Cole is in that three still. Statistically, he is. Artistically, though, that's a different argument. Statistically, J. Cole is still big three by a lot. Artistically, it's Drake and Kendrick, gap, Cole. So to say that Kendrick gotta follow these niggas because a couple of niggas is asking questions like why Kendrick not coming on black platforms and Kendrick is not, quote, putting on for other artists. These are the narratives that I'm hearing.
Right.
Not my opinion. These are the narratives that I'm hearing. And if that's pressure for Kendrick, a guy who has showed and proved through social commentary, his music, time and time again, you think that's pressure? That's chicken wings and fried rice for Kendrick. That's a light order, nigga. You know what I mean? So if that's pressure that y'all,
Appetizers.
and if like, come on, man, like, and again, and somebody just put it in the chat. Kendrick's art lives on Earth. He's not an algorithm rapper. He's not the guy that's gonna just give you the headline knowing you won't read the story.
Right.
So that type of imaginary pressure, algorithmic pressure, don't exist to Kendrick Lamar. So it's a nothing burger. We can leave it there. Again, if y'all felt the way about what was said on our platform and y'all said have a conversation and keep it pushing, I now do the Nori and send it back to you. Reverse back.
Reverse.
Or keep it the fuck pushing. And I tell you right now, when it comes to hip hop and rap conversations, you might be out of your depth. You know what I'm saying? We like to joke and we like to play, but we also know when to get serious as well. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to this super chat conversation so we can get up out of here. You know what I mean? Just Gwen, home team. She says, salute, fellas. I don't suffer from FOMO much, but this weekend at Yankee Stadium was absolutely one of those times. I wish I was there. Maybe LA? Shit, you better pop out.
Yeah.
Lame.
Jermaine L. Johnson says, y'all running out of characters, bringing up Cap again. Characters, actors, uppercase letters, Cap, Lies, and Kaepernick. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a quadruple entendre. Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
Don't need to ask him how, you know what I mean?
We just need him over Beast, JLJ. That's what we need.
Yeah. I'm scared about that too. But anyway, Just Gwen says, for the love, I'll catch the replay later. Can't wait to hear the 38 Spesh Kiss dialogue. I hope you enjoyed it.
Appreciate you, Gwen.
Thank you, Gwen.
Yeah.
Derek Matthews says, I'm from NC, and me and my people came strictly for day 2. Most legendary night ever. Wish I ran into you, one of y'all, so I could have chopped it up in person. One day soon. Again,
that's a fact, Derek.
We didn't get to do our event. We plan on doing our event out on our own in the future, so we'll definitely get to meet a lot of y'all in the future.
For sure.
And before I forget, shouts to Daryl. I seen him outside Yankee Stadium on day 2. Daryl, shouts to you, man. We'll try to be better about. He was like, "Yo, why y'all don't respond to all the tweets? Do you know how many comments and tweets and shit we get? Like, it's a lot to keep up with, but you know, we'll try to be better by responding to tweets.
For sure.
If
you add us.
I mean, Twitter don't notify how it used to either. Before, anytime
That's a fact. Yeah.
Every notification now. You might get one, you know what I mean?
Stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Even DMs.
Everything you don't get. It's random. Very random. Derek Matthews says, shout out to the local celebrity rapper in stadiums.
Long time listener.
That's a deep cut right there. I ain't
watch the show. Because I don't even know that no more.
That's feeling it right. That's a reasonable doubt track right there. He just brought
up. We used to call, for those that don't know, because now again we got to be responsible.
Right.
We used to jokingly call Jay the local celebrity rapper because the online talking point was Jay's only popping in New York. So he was like, for him to be this popular in New York, he got to be a local celebrity rapper. So that's the joke that we used to run. Shout out Derek Matthews for bringing that one back. That's a deep one.
Real one.
Jermaine L. Johnson says Hove might have just surpassed Frazier versus Ali at MSG for the biggest, most star-studded spectacle in New York City history. Argument, considering who was there over the entire weekend and the stage,
elites, man.
At the very least, an argument could be made.
It's gonna be one of them generational arguments because nobody we know was around for Frazier versus Ali. You feel me? That's like our grandpops and shit.
Right. We got here Jermaine L. Johnson again. Damn, nobody talking about night 1 of Cold Tour. I plan to, but then the 38
gonna pull up.
Yeah, I'm in there.
Dini said he's not sure if he want to go though because he was like,
I don't know, man.
Fans.
I don't have to wrestle none of y'all niggas, man. Y'all J. Cole fans is a little. I don't have to wrestle niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know the J. Cole fans are a little mushy niggas. Hey,
especially if you see Caleb, he ain't gonna do shit.
Caleb,
don't try to have me out there like the nigga in the Spurs jersey at the Knicks game. Don't have me out there like that. Somebody going down. That's on God.
The most they're gonna do is try to pop you over the head with a bottle of like soy milk or something, man. You
said a bottle,
and then they're gonna apologize right after.
Bro, they're gonna try to have a serious, multi-syllabic conversation because they think we're dummies. So they're gonna try to use word salad to explain how great J. Cole is and why you don't understand. Last but not least, not a super chat, but I thought it was relevant. Cassius Saint Greatest show on Mondays. You already know.
That's love.
Rap
Man.
Appreciate that.
Unstoppable.
Love.
Dini the Balance. Take us home, man.
To each and every one of you beautiful people who are in the chat right now watching, please, Diplomats Joint, hit the like button, tell a friend to tell a friend, subscribe, swipe and hype, you know, all that good shit is free, cost you nothing, pay me no mind. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guys, man, Jarvie, Sincere the Rap Snob, Macito, Voice of the Culture, I'm Dean the Bounce of the Force, with our powers combined, man. It's the Rap Roundtable. We out of here, you dig? We love y'all.